Okay, think I think it's finally there. There we go. Hello. Hi. so so very late. So very late. Like, let's see. I planned it for like, okay, I'm probably not gonna get done, so I'll push it back by 30 minutes. That should give me enough time. And then 30 minutes later, I'm like, I still not done. Okay, we'll push it back one more time. And then I'm like eyeing it, and I'm like, I think I'm still gonna need more time. I'll continue working as hard as I can, until stream time. One entire hour later. We're here and it's already almost old man hours. I'm sorry. I took so many fucking photos. I kid you not. Like all this time from like putting the stream up, that was like the start of me working on it, and I'm close to being done. I'm still not even done. Oh god, it's just there's so many photos. And the thing is, I don't take photos normally, right? Because I'm like, oh well, it doesn't really matter. Like it's something that people can see on their own. With this, it was my first time, going and doing something like this. So I was like, oh yeah, I want to show this to people, and because like I'm not gonna get to see this again, so I want to like look back and reminisce and stuff like that. I took so many photos. And a lot of them are so good. So it's like, oh no, but I want to show this one. Oh, but I want to show this one too. You didn't even bother pushing it back the last half hour. I know, because I was like, no, that'll take time, and that's time I don't have. So I was like, I'm still currently pasting photos in. Oh my god, I don't even, okay, I have like maybe 5 spots of text, and none of it is like, oh, I had to think and type it out. It was literally just like, let me put this note here, that way I know to talk about this, or like, let me put this here, and like, that's it. Like, the rest is just like boom photo, boom photo, boom photo. Like, I think the things that I got like the most photos of, and you're gonna see this, are the aquariums. I love aquariums. I love aquariums. And so I took like so many fucking photos, and like it's funny, this barely has any videos. I took a lot of videos too, but it's such a fucking pain in the ass getting them into Google Slides. So like none of the videos are making it. I was close to messaging you to see if you fell asleep. Could you imagine? I don't think there would ever be a world where I'm like cramming the last minute and then I'm like, let me take a nap. Unless it's like scheduled and I finish like, nah, even then, like I'm too stressed to take naps right before I do a thing that I'm like working on for a while. So yeah, no, that wouldn't have ever occurred. If it happens like that, like to where, hey, here's this thing set up, I'm gonna do this, and then like I move it back like 2-3 times, and then I just go dead silent. I did it this time, but like I probably died. Like I probably died or something. Oh my god, but no. That, or like I'm so sucked into my work that I'm like, it'll take time to move stream back. It'll take time to do this. So let me just lock the fuck in and like lock in at the lock-in factory. Oh my god. Dear god, Pep, a snail could cover 0.06 miles in the time it took you to start stream. I'm sorry! Also, first stream, I watch in bed. If I go silent, I'm either lurking or passed out. Oh, I hope you have a good night. I'm gonna be yapping so much. There's so much to cover. And like I'm skipping so many big chunks too. Like it's a lot. It's not even like, oh, I'll just skip this, I'll skip that. I need to stop. I need to stop putting in aquariums. Surprised there was a stream. I was so close to just being like, guys, I'll do it next week. Like I fucked up too much, guys. I'm no more paprika. I'm so embarrassed too. God, like I'm very excited to show y'all this, but then also I'm so embarrassed because like it took you that fucking long. Like it took you that fucking long. It's like, because there's so much to show. It is just I can't show everything, and it sucks. But it's like, oh, but I want to show them this. Oh my god. And then Google Slides is so slow. It is unbelievably slow. I probably could have gotten done faster if I just like opened up PicRef and dragged everything in and just like did it in order. I'm pretty sure I could have gotten this done faster. But there's so many pretty photos I took. Okay, no, don't add that one. Ooh, but that one's good. Let's see, Alex, I can say from experience, watching streams from bed makes you tired as hell. Very comfy, 7 out of 10 would recommend to others. Real. I put my stuff on whenever I'm like watching back VODs. Whenever I I'm doing other stuff that way. Like, it's just background noise for me. But yeah, it's occasionally I'll say some shit and I'll be like, what the fuck? And then I'll have to actually look. And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I remember doing that. But there are times, man, there's been a couple of times where I surprise myself with the shit that I say. I'll say a thing and I'm like, I said that? But, you know, it happens. It happens. Just putting in a couple more photos. At least to cover the rest of the days. Okay, I got to the end of the aquarium. That's great. Oh, wait, but that one... Okay, last photo of that. Last photo of that. And then no more aquarium. No more aquarium. Fuck. Add animation. There we go. Okay, this one's a good. No longer aquarium. We've left the aquarium. Yippee! Let's see. Also, I don't know how long I'll be here before I get dragged away. I know. I'm sorry. Y'all set apart time, and then this took so much longer than I thought it was gonna. Oh my god. And I thought about asking someone for help, but I'm like, it's so easy, and like it would take more work having to get someone into the server where I have all the photos, and then having them help me post everything, because then they don't know like what to not post and what to post. Like, let me just not. But I should have. I fucking should have. Because holy shit. Okay, there's those. Oh, there's that one. That one was a good one, but I'm gonna have to skip it. I'm gonna have to skip that one. I'm gonna have to skip that one. Okay, those are all skipped. This one is good. I'll just go ahead and insert that here. I'm like literally 5 minutes away from finishing, I think. Yes, I started streaming. Yes, I'm not done. We exist and we are valid. Oh, good god. What is this? Oh, that one's cute. Luckily, I'm in the last city now. There were... Okay, I guess I'll just go ahead and start briefly yapping about it. I'll cover this too in the slides. But I went to 3 different cities, right? 3 different cities. And I explored all of them. Technically, it was 4 because I did stay in Narita one night. But that was just to catch the flight back. So it didn't really count. But we did not waste time. Maybe if I have time, will show like the step counts for the week, because we walked like crazy. Like it's so easy to get around over there that it's hard to be like, oh, I don't want to go out, because like there's no reason not to. The weather's usually pretty okay, especially if you don't go in the summer, which we didn't. And then I don't have too many issues with mosquitoes, and I think I only got bit like once over there. And like the transit is not that hard. If you take transit over here, if you've ever like ridden transit, like had to navigate through a transit system over here in the US, you'll understand the Japan one. Like, the only thing that you'll have trouble with is understanding what things say. But if you have Google Translate, if you know, did your work, have an eSIM, and have a connection, it's not hard. It is not fucking hard. If anything, the ones over here are harder, because this has happened to me before where I tried to take a bus to a convention center, which is in a well-populated area, so they have a lot of bus lines going to there. I try and take it to there, and I get on the bus, or we're waiting for the bus, it doesn't come, we're like, what the hell, we ask another bus. And the thing is, people who take the metro system over here, they know how shitty it is, so everyone who takes it regularly, like, knows their shit. Like, you can ask pretty much anyone who you can tell is a regular bus rider, and they'll be like, oh, you gotta take this one, and then you gotta take this line, and then you go, like, down a street, and then get onto this line, and then ask them if they're gonna make this stop, and blah, 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 blah. Like, they know everything. And so, I had to get on and ask, and then they were like, oh, that bus stopped running, like, months ago. You have to actually take this one now, and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And so then we had to, like, go to a different bus stop and shit like that. Like, they helped us out. They took us to, because it was, like, a bus that went, like, didn't really have a route, and they just kind of like filled in where needed. So like that was weird. But yeah, the bus system over here is ass. If you can't avoid it, never take the bus system here. It's so dog shit. Oh my god. Let's see, a real 5 minutes or pep 5 minutes. Hopefully real 5 minutes. Also, they decided to shaft Fleetway in the update for instead of Tripwire. Uh-oh. I don't see numbers higher than my step counter. I'll be disappointed. Oh, good god. What's your normal step counter? What's your average step counter at? Because I know the highest we got to, and I don't want to say it until you say yours, so that way I can lie and boost my numbers. Oh my god. Looks like the update is coming out tomorrow, which now sucks ass for me since I was hoping to get the vid out for today or tomorrow, but vid ass so far, so I'm thinking I'm gonna scrap it. That's so real. She's like, it's not worth it anymore. I'm excited for this other thing that will be more cool, so I'm totally gonna finish that one though. Totally. Been there before. Normal workday for me is 15 to 20. Well then, I guess we'll have to see. Please paste in. God, this is so slow. I paste it in and then I gotta wait like 3 to 5 seconds for it to actually paste in, because it's like, hold on, I don't know which photo you're trying to paste in. It's like, I just gave you the fucking photo. What do you mean you don't know? Copy, please. This one isn't even a good shot. There we go. That's a good shot. By the way, if you see people's faces, just ignore it, cause like I couldn't blur everyone's face out because there were so many people everywhere at all times. It's crazy because what do you mean you can't get the photo? Over there was always people, and the other day, as some of y'all know, I went to the Sonic Expo, right? So I drove, well not I drove, but someone drove me from here to Dallas, right? And like, whenever we were in the cities, it was so rare to see people, like, unless it was middle of the day, and even then, it was so dead. But over there, it didn't matter what time. Like, it was only like 3 to 5 in the morning where the city streets would actually be dead. But like, even then, occasionally you would still see someone, and if you were in certain parts of town, there would still be people. So it's just like, I was watching a couple of videos about it later, and they were like, yeah, it's about urban planning and how they structure the city and stuff, and it's a lot more walkable over there because they designed it with that in mind, and so that's why you'll see people out. Meanwhile, over here, it's not really designed for that, and so it's really hard to actually go out, and that's why people don't really go out over here. And I'm like, oh my god. And then to actually see it in action, I was like, oh my god, they're right. It is so fucking dead over here. People being rare. Yeah, it was just, there was nobody. My highest work day. Welcome in. Oh yeah, I didn't even say this. Welcome in. Happy Thursday. Hope your day's going well. If not, I hope it gets better. I'm sorry, I'm late. Highest work day is like 36K, but that's only one day a month. For me, the vid I'm working on feels needed since I don't see a lot of people talking about an issue about it, but it's an issue for sure since there's nothing but contempt in the air around the issue, so I guess I'll talk about it. I wonder why there's nothing but contempt but nobody talks about it. It's kind of strange. Hopefully it's not one of those things where it's like nobody wants to address the elephant in the room because the elephant will like beat the shit out of you or something. Hopefully it's not that. Hi Briga, how are you doing? Hi Godzilla, how are you doing? Hope it's going well, so it's better happy Thursday. We're nearing the end of the photos. Oh my god, what the hell? What the fuck? That was weird. What the fuck? Copy image. Oh my god, I just broke so much shit. Oh my god. By the way guys, I'm at 107 slides in Google Slides. So like, it's probably no wonder that Google is shitting itself right now. Like, there's just so many fucking slides, so many fucking images. But like, damn, it's so slow. Why is it so slow? Imagine. Can't put that one. Can't put that one. Ooh, yummy. Oh man, I miss katsu curry. I miss it so much. God, that was so fucking yummy. I'm so hungry. God, why was it so yummy? Oh my god, I need curry again. I'm gonna have to. I don't know where I'm gonna get it. I need to look up where can I get decent curry in my city, because like I miss it. I miss it so much. I miss my curry tales. I miss it a lot. I'll be back. Oh my god. Last couple photos. Yippee. Yippee yo and yippee yay. Right here. How long has it been since I started stream? How long has it been? Cause like I am almost done. Literally last couple photos. Pep, I want to see the whole PowerPoint, but I'm not staying up until 1 in the morning to learn about the whole trip. No, no, don't worry. We're not, like, it. Okay, look, it's a process to get everything in, but it's not gonna take as long to go through it as you may think. Because there's a lot of sections that I specifically designed it to be able to just click through fast, and it will be just as effective. It's been 50 minutes, you just started. Oh my god. But yeah, that sounds about right. 5 minutes though, 5 minutes. Yeah, totally. Okay, don't need that. Scroll down. And then from there, this is important. New one, that one. We are now at 108 slides. Yippee! Ow. See, you should make a full-length documentary on your trip so you can include everything without leaving it out. See, the thing is, a lot of this stuff is I took photos, but there's like not much to say about it because they're just pretty photos. Like that's literally it. Okay, add animation here, new slide. And then from there, let's get a, oh yeah, this is a point of talking. Oh my god, I clicked copy link again, kill myself. Fuck, krill myself. Yeah, why not both? I'll krill myself and then kill myself. What the fuck? Poor Google, it's shitting its pants. I put a photo in there, it shows it in the thumbnail, but it does not show it for me in the slide. I got it already, but still. My problem was coming home with a sock full of coins. Why? And right there. And then this. I think that's really the last photo. I had this cool video, but it doesn't video as well as I would hope. In all of the windows, and I don't know if it's like just a new thing for more newer airlines and stuff, but they have these tinting windows. So rather than the little like curtains or whatever that you use to like block out the light for the windows of the airplane, they have these little buttons that you press and you can like tint the window, and it'll like actively get darker or get lighter depending on like if you push up or down. And it is the craziest thing. Like, I don't necessarily fly often, but I've never fucking seen that before. And so that was pretty cool. And so you'll see a tinted window at some point towards the end. But I did get a video of it tinting, but you can like barely tell, so I'm not even gonna bother putting it in. Oof. How long till Pep notices you? Welcome in, monster. Dude, I was gonna read the whole name and I'm like, no, what's the abbreviation though? There! Last photo! Yippee! Okay, we're finally fucking done. Oh my god, I spent like, shit, maybe 2 hours posting in all the photos. It doesn't even want to fully freaking load the entire presentation. Okay, there. Now I can figure out how I'm gonna get it on the screen. Yay! Oh my god. Like the glasses that change the tint levels in the sun. Yeah, is that like a new thing? Like how this was originally supposed to be a member stream, but Pep fumbled again. It was never gonna be a member stream. I said I was gonna do a public. Or at least I think I did. I intended to. I always intended to. There we go. Okay. I'm going to make myself a little more transparent. There we go. I'm gonna be so honest with y'all. I'm gonna be so transparent with y'all. Okay. And then I can open this. And then should I? Oh my god, there's so many errors on it. That's hilarious. Reload. Okay, good. View, slideshow. There we go. And then game window option. This one. And show. Yay! It worked! Okay, I'm gonna make this a bit smaller. That way y'all can actually fucking see it. Because I put so much fucking work into it. Why is it so dark? You don't have permission to play 14 medias impressions in a view. Oh my god. Please. Oh my god. Hold on. I have to go request access for myself. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Reload. And then, how do I do this? How would I even do this? Oh, good god. That's so annoying. I know exactly how to fix it, but it's just like so tedious that it's like, do I even bother? Do I even bother? I have to. But do I even bother? The good thing is I made it easy to get to those. So I just need to... But I have so many fucking slides. This one. Share. Anyone with link. Done. Next one. Hold on. Hold on. This one probably, yeah. Share. Anyone with link. Done. Close that. Continue down. This one, no. This one, no. This one, no. This one, yeah. Go here. Share. Anyone with link. Done. Continue down. The good thing is not that many. It said like 14 or so. And the videos that I did add, it was like, no, they have to see this. It's important to the experience. Trust. The darkness expanded. BRB, be safe. I mean, we did get exclusive stories from Japan about Man's thing. Yeah, yeah. The members did get more content while it was happening, so they got like early access and stuff like that. And I'm still trying to figure out if I really want to do that because that's extra work for me. But I could release some more videos, or the videos that didn't get to make it into here, into live stream related afterwards. But I'm still trying to figure out whether or not that's worth it. And I'm kind of leaning towards no because of how long this is taking. But it's fine. It's totally fine. Oh, good God. It's almost been an hour and a half. It's fine, though. Oh my God. We're so close to being done. So close. Oh my God. These fucking three. This one. Share. Anyone with link. Done. This one. Share. Anyone with link. Done. This one. Share. Anyone with link. I haven't been keeping track. I've maybe done about 9. This one, no. This one, no. This one, no. No, no, no. This one, yes, this one. Open. Share. Anyone with link. There we go. Okay. Well, now I know for if I ever want to put myself through this again, that like, hey, maybe don't take so many photos. Maybe don't take videos at all. But the videos were so cute. They were so funny. Man, I don't know how the fuck vloggers do it. There's like so much, cause I enjoy it. This is public on the web. Yeah, okay. I enjoy doing this. I enjoyed it a lot. So it's like, would I do it again? Maybe. Just maybe next time I'll just cut it down a little bit better and start working on this 3 days before I have to present it. That way, if I delay, no one cares. Okay, there we go. Got it. Got it. Now let me reload, and then now I can show it. I'm gonna make y'all a little bit smaller. By that I mean like that big. And then I'm gonna put y'all right in front of me. No, I'm gonna right here. There we go. That should be fine. I would love to say, but I must sleep for work. Have a good night, Pep. Have a good night. Drink your milk vegetables. Don't talk strangers. Trying to pass judgment. Good luck. I don't know how work's been going for you recently. We did a yap again at some point when I'm not fucking dying. Okay. Now where is it? This one. This one. There we go. There we go. Right here. View. Slideshow. Yay! Okay. Okay, there we go. Yippee! Okay. 4! Fucking shit. Hold on. Where are these? Where are these? Where the fuck are the objects? There's 4 objects that I missed. What did I miss? I know how to do this. Fuck. Good God, guys. Never let me do this again. Okay, recent. Okay, and then what I will do is I'll click this, and then I'll click to all the way down to here. And then I'll do share, and then I'll do Anyone with link? Anyone with link? Can I change all of them to anyone with link, please? My cat just climbed on the desk just for me to throw him off. Anyone, this one. Anyone with link? Anyone with link? Anyone. Okay, I think that was it. There! Fuck! Please! View, slideshow. Reload. Dang, I really thought Pep had it fooled you there me once. What? View, slideshow. Yay! Fuck! Oh, it looks like we're stuck here until midnight. No, Jesus Christ, can nothing go wrong for 15 minutes? I'm sorry. I don't know what the fuck happened. It's fine. I got it though. Let me just do Neil dot. Okay, good. You can't see. Fun. And then I'm just gonna put on like rain sounds or wind sounds. It's just, you know, windy rain. Rain and wind. There we go. Because everybody has gone home at this point. Nobody cares anymore. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to put like a timestamp thing where it's like, skip to this time if you want to actually hear it. Okay, this one. There we go. And hit play. Why is it not? There we go. Okay. Jesus Christ. How's that? Audio good? Audio good? Last check before we can go. Come on, guys. It's hinging on y'all now. Can I do like... Some slides didn't load. Well, they better fucking load. Can I have... Turn on laser pointer. Yeah, I have a laser pointer. Wow. Jesus Christ. Oops. I really thought you had it working there. I think I do have it working. Also, you're 500 away from 2K. That's far though. We're good. Okay. View. Slideshow. There we go. And then L for laser pointer. There we go. Look at that. I have a laser pointer. Yippee! Why is it dark? Why is it so dark? I'm not crazy, right? Like it's a very dark presentation. Why is it? Ah, there we go. There it is. Okay, without further ado, now I can finally... Yeah, wait, teacher, I forgot my list. Can we go back to school together? No, starve. It's really not. Is it quiet? It's quiet? Fuck, it's quiet. Okay. I guess I'll just bass boost it. There, how's that? Is that better? When you left for Japan, it was about 900. Damn, flashbang. It's fine though. Honestly, it's better if it's like this. Okay. Okay, there. I think that should be good. I don't know how I feel about the... Anyways, my Japan trip. Yippee! For those who don't know, I went to Japan in the middle of October. Or technically at the start of October. And I was gone the entirety of October because this entire presentation, because no one asked to see my trip photos. Not one. They all told me, take pictures when you go because we want to see. And then I did, and then no one cared. So now I'm showing it to y'all. Pep, we really need to redeem Cricket. Trusted Pep with the laser. Pep gonna make plane crescent. No. Anyways, how it started. I told a friend of mine, right? I was like, oh, I can never get anyone to agree to go on a trip with me. And not because like I'm an asshole and everybody thinks I'm an asshole. Much rather, it's because I'm like, it requires so much work to plan things, right? And like for any trip that's not just, oh, to the next city over. I wanted to go to Japan for years now, and I thought I was never going to be able to find someone reliable enough to come with me to like where they would want to plan stuff out and like kind of take the initiative without me asking, because I hate having to ask people like, hey, can we do this now? Hey, can we do that now? Because I feel bad because maybe they don't want to do that. Maybe it's not a good time for them, so I don't like asking. And so I'd never seen anyone take that initiative whenever they were like, yeah, I'll do it, until this one friend. And so they took initiative, and I was like, oh my God. And so... You know, she offered, and then we began planning and saving, and 1 year later, okay, an entire year of saving, the flight delayed by 2 hours. So, we met this guy, or I met this guy, at the airport. You can see he does a little dancey dance, he's so cute. Cute little guy while the camera flashes ominously. He's so cute. He was so freaking cute. I bought him at the airport. His name is Landon. And you will see him in some photos because, I mean, look at that face. How could I not purchase him and take him with me? He was in an airport at Houston. I yoinked him and I was like, you're gonna fucking see across the world. And then I had a friend who, okay, I had a side quest, right? I have a friend from the Philippines that I was going to drop off a gift to because it was their birthday and I couldn't get it mailed to them because it was customs with Canada and stuff like that. And it was just this whole thing. So I was like, hey, I'm going to go to Japan. They're going to go to Japan in like the next month. So I'll leave their birthday gift over there at the place that they're going to stay because it was like their cousins or something. So I'll leave it over there. And you know what? Let me get them something from the airport over here. You know, in the Houston one, because that was like the most direct flight to Tokyo or, you know, to Japan in general. So I got this guy named Landon. So cute. You never know what's possible unless you ask. True. That's why, like, you know, I'd always brought it up because I brought it up to like maybe 9 other people at this point where it's like, because I really want to go, but, you know, it's hard to find someone who's like willing to save and it's going to cost, you know, quite a bit. And so, you know, it's kind of hard. And she was like we were talking about high yield savings account at the same time, and she was like, I'll save, I'll go, I want to go. And it's like, well, okay. And from there I thought it was like normal, like, oh, they're not going to talk about it in like a week or so. But no, we started meeting up like every month or so, like, oh, how's it going, what's our budget, let's start planning things out, what do we want to do, where we're going to stay, blah 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 blah. And it came through. And so we took off. This was the flight. This is rotated because I found out you can't rotate videos in Google Slides. This is the last one that's like that, but it pissed me off when that happened. But yeah, this plane took off in like 3 minutes because it was delayed for so long. But like, it took off quick. Like, it was crazy. But yeah, it's a fucking 14-hour flight. I joked that it felt like we were in purgatory for the entire flight because you just have to like sit in your seat. And like, I guess I went dehydrated. I didn't need to get out of my seat for anything, but we did get really fucking hungry. We ate before we got to the airport, but then with a 2-hour delay plus the 14 hours, that's 16 hours. And we only lasted about halfway before I was like, I'm starving. I caved. I bought us, I didn't take any photos, but I bought us like this spicy ichinan or I don't know, some type of spicy ramen and a Coke. And like, I nearly fucking died because the ramen was so spicy that like it hurt my stomach, and then I was trying to cool it off with the cold Coke, but I don't drink carbonated drinks that often, so it just unsettled my stomach even more. And it's not that I needed to go to the restroom, it's just that it hurt, like because of the gas that was in my stomach. I was like, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna explode on a plane before making it to Japan. But I was fine. I just needed to wait, and I only drank half the Coke while it was still carbonated, and then I let it sit there until it got flat, and then from there I was able to finish it because I didn't know how else I would have gotten rid of Coke if I didn't want to drink it. So yeah. Made me rotate my home down phone. Sorry, that's the last time I had to do that. So from there we took a what's it calls it, a Shinkansen, right, bullet train, from Narita Airport to the place we were gonna stay. I thought this was like really funny. I don't know, it's some type of ad for, I guess this was a Skyliner, but it says Kinti. I kept thinking Cunty because the way his pose is, I don't know, I just thought it was funny, so I took a photo. I was like, oh, he's so weird. Come on, man. So you decided to ingest 2 things that are dehydrated. I was hungry, and that was the cheapest thing on the menu. Like, we had financially planned not to spend money on the plane. So, like, how was I supposed to know? But these are the places we stayed. You can barely see, but, like, these are the continents of Japan, right? And so this is, like, North Tokyo. This is South Tokyo. This is Kyoto, and this is Osaka, right? These are, like, literally the points at which our hotels were. And these are the photos of our hotels. So first we stayed in the Hotel Live Max Budget Ipori, and it was like literally on a street, and then it goes down, and that's where like the lobby is, and from there, like, that's all the rooms and stuff. I don't remember what floor we stayed on, but that one, you know, it was all right. It was a nice area, very quiet, very nice, very quaint. Down the street from a supermarket, so we got like those deals for those who don't know. They give bento boxes cheaper than the konbini at supermarkets, and there was a supermarket like down the street, so it was so convenient right there. Then we stayed at the Oyado Kokochi. These photos are not mine, by the way, off of Google Maps, because I didn't even think to take photos of my hotels. This was my favorite hotel that I stayed in, aside from like another one, but this one was my favorite because it was so homey. Like, it had decent space, which you will notice if you ever go to Japan. the hotels are so fucking small unless you specifically buy ones catered towards like Americans and stuff, and even then they're, man, it's so small. But it's worth the money, because I tell you, I didn't pay over $100 for any of these hotel rooms, and all of them came with amenities. Recently I went to Dallas and all it came with was towels and beds, and like that was it. It came with like a bar of soap too, but like this had bar of soap, face wash, body wash, shampoo, conditioner. It had like the nice showers. It was clean. They had towels. They had like the pajama sets. They had toothbrushes. They had hair brushes. They had the hair dryers. They had slippers. They had like literally everything. I could have come there with just the clothes on my back and I would have been able to like live normally, with the exception of food, but that's not hard to find either. It's all within walking distance. Like, it is fucking worth it over there. Also, pressurized cabin with you and take a carbonated drink. Again, it was the cheapest. Oh my god. Then we stayed at the, what was it called? The Travelodge Kyoto. Shijo Kawaramachi or something like that. I have a lot to say about this, but you see this little red sign? You can barely tell, but it's like literally just on a strip. It's like in the heart of Kyoto. Okay, so it was around everything, and it was a vibe. I just, not my favorite. After staying here where, like, the room was spacious, they had a table. Man, no other spot had a table. At best they had a desk, but that one had a table that I could sit at, and it was so nice. But this one, God, it was just like a hallway with a restroom and a bed at the end. And, like, that was essentially the hotel room. Like, it left a lot to be desired. And then this is the one that we stayed at in Osaka. It was the Hotel Ekichika or Hotel Lore. For some reason it has two different names, and it even confused the hotel staff because we had to like essentially mail our luggage from here to here because it was so far. And they like had to call and they were like, are you sure though that it's the same hotel that you're telling us? And it's like, no, we looked into it. And so they had to call the hotel and they were like, yeah, you're right. It is the same hotel. But you can't even tell this is a fucking hotel. It literally has like some type of Chinese restaurant at the bottom. And then it's like the hotel rooms are on the 4th floor and up or something like that. But then also on the 4th floor is a men's nail care salon. I kid you not, that's exactly what it was called. But yeah, I think the signs for it are like right here. But then also Ekichika is a gaming sports cafe. So on the 3rd floor, I think the 3rd and the 4th floor, maybe the 5th floor up, I don't know. 2 of the floors have gaming computers or gaming spaces, and then the floors above that are actually the hotel rooms. So I actually stayed in the same building as a gaming cafe, and that will come into play later. So this was the first night. You can see landing, got to look at the news. There was actually recently a kind of like tsunami. It wasn't that big from what I know, but it was like in the very, very north part of, it was like kind of close to Narita where we landed, but we didn't get affected by it, so it was fine. And then, Pep watching TV. Funny thing, actually, having the 2 plushes and carrying them around and, taking little photos of them made me feel like I was a mother of 2. And it was so nice and everything. But also, like, I had to take turns with them. Like, okay, I take a photo of you here. Okay, now it's your turn to take the photo. And I did get a couple photos with them together. But, like, it was always like, okay, you, now you. You, now you. Like, it was so cute. Oh, my God. I don't trust it. I trust my stuff only. Ooh, watching PowerPoint presentation? Yeah. Could have played Outcome Memories there. Oh my god. So this was my breakfast the next day. Once we finally spent the night at the first hotel, which is Hotel Live Max. Very, very small room, but honestly not that bad. And then we went to this fox shrine nearby, which this is the little fountain thingy that they have to do stuff. It's important whenever you actually do the stuff, but I didn't even try because I was just like, I don't know about any of that, and I don't want to be disrespectful, so I'm just gonna look and not touch anything. But literally it had a sign that was like, hey, if you look in the tree, the reason why this is called a fox shrine is because there's a weird branch that looks like the shape of a fox, and this is the branch. You can kind of see it, this is the ears, and this is the snout, and this is the body, it's peeking out. It was kind of cute. And then they had this little shrine area where you could do a prayer, and then this little area where you could also do a prayer. I didn't really understand it. And then they had this little guy here, the little guy, ear missing, but it's still nice. I don't want to get cursed. He was cool. Oh my god. Sit still, damn it. Pep to inanimate objects. Foxy, watch her try. And then everything is broken and or on fire. No. And then we also went to, oh my god, this broke. So this is an Onigiri shrine. All the photos are covered because I guess I fucked up. And I probably know, I know exactly what happens. But there was this other photo. Can I show you that real quick? Let me see. Me unbury. Oh fuck, I can't edit it. I can't edit it. Hold on. This won't take long. At all. I don't know why I did that. That's very, very fucking annoying. Because it's very important. It's called the Onigiri Shrine for a reason. Add animation. There we go. And then that should be it. I knew something was gonna break, but I wasn't sure what it was. Move this, move this, move this, move this, move this. Why are there so many? Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my god. Okay. We are so fucked. Okay. So I'm gonna kind of show you on this screen. Wouldn't be a pep stream. Yeah, real. Okay, let me close this. Let me close that. Let me close this. Jesus Christ, sorry, there's so many menus. So. So you can see there's like these little onigiri there. I don't know if there's actual lore for it. I just know it's called the Onigiri Shrine because it's like themed after onigiri. They had recently done like a collaboration with an anime that was the actual like shrine area, and then that's like the little guardian thingy or something, and then that's a little water fountain that had a dragon. It was very sick looking. I liked it a lot. And then that's like a little, I don't know, it was like a little lamppost thingy, and it had a little fox thing in it, which was very cute. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah. There we go. Okay, that's as best as it's gonna get. Did I show it? Oh. Ah! I wasn't even showing you. Okay, wait. See, because it's showing it for me. So that's the shrine thing, right? Just deleted all the photos. Oh, no, wait, there it is. Okay. Fuck, how do I do this? Okay, and then that's the guardian thing. Fuck. Okay, and then this is the dragon guy. Shit, what did I do? Yeah, the dragon guy with, it was like a water spout, and then this is the little fox thing that I was talking about. There we go. Okay, that's as best as that one's gonna appear. Let's hope I didn't fuck up any of the other ones. Slideshow. Okay. So I get past. Okay, and this was a little Sonic poster that I saw randomly while I was walking, and I was like, oh my god, it's Sonic! And I took a photo. I had no idea what it was for. Found out actually, like last week, that it was actually like a disaster prevention or preparedness week, which is very important over there in Japan because they have a lot of earthquakes and stuff and tsunamis and stuff. Like, it's frequent from what I hear. And so they were doing this, which was so cute. Like, I didn't even know, and I was looking through graphics of Sonic recently, and then I saw this, I'm like, oh my god. And then I did see another version of this that I didn't take a photo of, but I was able to find online. It was this one. It was so cute. I don't know if it was like an actual event or something, or if they were just like putting it out because they had a week of it in general, but it was very cute. I like it a lot. I like the art. So disorganized, Pep. So then from there, let's see. This is Tokyo Sky Tree, which we walked by while we were on this way to the Sumida Aquarium. To me by the Sumida Aquarium. This is, it's like on a rooftop. It's interesting. They have it like on a rooftop of like a little, it's kind of like a mall kind of building, but it's not a mall, I think. I don't know, like a shopping district area, and they have it on the roof. But it's inside, so it's really weird. But yeah, it was the aquarium, so we had fish, and then we had fish, and it was very, very, very pretty. I liked this aquarium a lot because there's a lot of jellyfish. A lot of the aquariums tend to focus on jellyfish. Interesting thing, this jellyfish, this is the size of it. It's just that was really, really zoomed in. But like, a lot of them focus on jellyfish. not a lot, but like they research jellyfish, and I'm not sure why. They have a lot of like research tubes where they're checking the pH and stuff. Maybe it's just to keep them alive, but they have a lot of jellyfish. But this one was the most like artistic of all of them. Like they had this one pool. You can kind of see it's like pool shaped, and it has like a little edge and then like a little top thing in here that I go on top of later. And it was a pool, and it had lights, and they would like change colors, so it made it look like the jellyfish were changing colors, which was really, really cool. I got a really cool video of it. Can't show it though. They also had them in tubes, which was interesting. That's a stingray. That's me looking at the penguins. That's me looking at the penguins again. That's a little like fish exhibit thingy. I don't know. There was a lot of fish. As you can tell, there was a lot of fish. Ah, these are little garden eels. These became one of my favorites to look at because of how stupid they look. But they're so cute. And there's so much merch of them because they're cute. They're just little pipe thingies that come out of the thing. Like they're adorable. They're amazing. I love them. Pep, you must underestimate how interested jellyfish are. Did you see Goo? True. Oh my god. And that's a fish tank. And that's a porcupine fish that I thought was funny. Look how big they are, by the way. I thought it was a pufferfish. Pufferfish are tinier than that. That's a huge one. And there's me for comparison. And I think I'm his Oshi because as soon as I took that photo, he fled immediately. He got embarrassed. He was like, oh my god, Pep's here for real, for real. He's probably lurking in chat right now. Oh my god. And then there's that salamander who's just vibing. I think it's a salamander. I don't know. It was some type of lizard guy. He was cute. He was a very chill guy. There's another angle. He's so cute. There's a pipefish. That's I don't remember what it was. I know I read the name because a friend of mine was like, I think it's this fish, and I was like, no, it's not. And I read the name, but I don't remember what it is. But he looks so much bigger here, but he's not. He's so tiny. And then they had a lot of goldfish here, different types. And they were very, very, very pretty. Like that golden one, that's not edited or anything. That is legitimately how he looked. He was metallic. How the fuck do you make a fish metallic without putting metal on him? But he was metallic, and it was beautiful. It was amazing to look at. Well, reload, please, show anyway. No! Why is it not reloading? What the fuck? Oh my god, do y'all see this? Why is it not loading? There we go. Okay. Can I slideshow this now? Okay, so Tokyo Sky Tree, right? Let's see. Okay, that's extra information. But funny thing about this, after the Sumida Aquarium, we had a reservation for a little like glass workshop thingy. And we had some time to kill before, like after the aquarium, but before the booking. So we sat off to the side because we were kind of tired, you know, it was a little bit of walking. And then an old lady, random old Japanese lady comes up to us and she gives us candy. And she's just like, here. And then we're like, oh, thank you. And then she's like, she laughs and then she walks away. Like it wasn't like maniacal, like laugh. It was just like a, you know. Yeah, no problem. And then she walked away. And that was it. Like we were just sitting off to the side of the road. It wasn't like we were on the side of the road and we looked like homeless people. Like we were in like a little entryway, in like a little driveway in this like non-populated area, but it wasn't like an alleyway either. We were just off to the side and she just gives us candy and we're like, thanks. And I ate it. My friend ate it too. Normal candy. It was not poisoned. No razor blades. I'm fine, I think. So like, I don't know. Random old lady gave us candy and it was pretty good. I got a little caramel and my friend got like a little melon hard candy. But yeah, no extra things there. It was just, that's weird, but okay. Was candy good? It was pretty good. Pep will turn into a llama, won't she? Oh my god. And then from there, we went to the appointment and we were able to like sketch on what we wanted. You can kind of see I drew on this like little dumb fish, which I think was supposed to come out a while ago, but I guess I skipped it.
Have a lollipop.
And then it was like very fish themed because I'd just been to the aquarium, so of course I was like, you know, fish still on my mind. And there's some flowers, and then I wonder if I caught it in any of the photos. I don't think I did, but I did draw a hedgehog. And there's a little Pep. I don't know if anyone with a keen eye was able to spot it, but there's a little Pep there. and a couple of flowers and stuff because I like flowers, I like sparkles, I like fish, I like aquariums. I just kind of mixed it all into one. There was no cohesive design. I just wanted it to look pretty. And then I carved it out, and it looks a lot better than it shows up here, but it's very cute. And then on the inside at the bottom is very like misshapen star, but I thought it was pretty, so I was like, yay! That's one of the cool things in Japan. It was an inelegance debuff. Unbeknownst to her, Pep is already head empty. Weren't you ever told not to take any from strangers? Yeah, I thought about that and I joked about it with my friend, but I was like, live and learn, and you know, down the hatch. But you know, nothing happened, so yay! I guess I just trust Japanese people now. Yay! And then this was my friends. They had a lot more of a cohesive design. They had a little like lucky cat and a little like I think cherry blossoms and some fireworks. Here's like a better angle of it, but yeah, mine was just like random ass things that I was like, this is pretty, and I like the way it came out. It was funny because whenever I was drawing it, the lady, the host, she was like, wow, you know, because she didn't speak like fluent English, right? But she knew a couple of words, and so she laughed whenever she saw me drawing on it, and she was like, you know, because I was putting a lot of stuff on it, and she was like, wow, you're artist. And I was like, haha, you know, yeah. And in America, that means like, wow, you're really a tryhard, huh? And so it's like, I don't know if she means it that way or if she meant it like literally like, whoa, wow, you're really going all out. That's good. Like if it was good connotation or bad, but either way, it was funny because my friend was like, are you gonna have enough time to finish that? I finished before my friend. I'm an art kid, man. Of course I was able to finish it. Oh my god. And Pep was never the same. Yeah, I was able to focus after that. But yes, if you're ever in Tokyo by Tokyo Sky Tree, feel free to look this up. It's a little museum of glass art books on Google Maps. Very nice host. Very nice place. The only thing is there was not a respirator and we were, engraving glass. So there was definitely glass particles in my esophagus, in my respiratory system afterwards. But it only cost me like 20 bucks for a cup that I get to keep and I have. And like all the glass is handmade from there. And then you get to like engrave into it and you get to draw whatever. And they were very nice and you have like an hour to do it, which is not as short of a time as you would think. Like, I highly recommend this one. Definitely worth it. If you're ever in Japan, you ever want to get a cool souvenir for like, let's be honest, a cup for like less than $20. That's pretty good. That's pretty fucking good. Oh my god. Not the cell. The cell could use a vacation. And then from there, afterwards, right, we had in the itinerary, we were going to go to an American diner, right? We're Americans in Japan. We got to see if they got the cuisine right. So, we planned to go to this, but it wasn't, like, it's weird. It opens in the morning and then is closed in, like, middle of afternoon, and then it opens again at night. And so, because we spent the morning at the Sumida Aquarium and then the afternoon at the Glass Workshop, we had to wait till the afternoon one, right? So, we were killing some time at a playground. And this was me just chilling around at the playground, just, you know, enjoying life. And I went down a slide. Very, very intense, very, very fun. What the fuck is that? It was Burger. American Burger. She huffed the glass like a kitten. I saw a video about a place in Japan where you can make your own rings. Yeah, they have a lot of cool stuff in Japan. Like a lot of cool souvenir places. Definitely do research before going, as much as you can. But don't just like, oh, I'm on a random street, I will get a little magnet that says Japan. And don't just like spend all the time in Don Quixote either. Don Quixote is nice, but like if you really want a cool souvenir, look around. I mean, maybe not look around, but like do research because there's so much cool shit. So before that, we spent so long at the park that we were really, really tired at that point from walking around everywhere. So we just skipped the American Diner. We never actually went to it. Like, we walked by it a lot. We walked right by the area. But because it was, like, still... we had to wait, like, almost 4 hours for it to open. And by the third hour, we were exhausted. So we're like, let's just go. We'll get something from Lawson. It does not matter. So, yeah. And throughout that entire day, did you notice who was missing? Anyone? There was someone that I introduced, and I was like, they will be present. Anyone know who was missing? Anyone? A very important figure was not there. You may not have noticed. Yeah, but North Carolina got hot dog world. I rest my case. don't even know what hot dog world is. The bull? The bull? The deer thing? The deer thing. He was a longhorn. I forgot him. I forgot him at the hotel the first day. Because I saw him and I looked him in the eye and I was like, I will take you almost everywhere in Japan with me for as long as I can before I have to leave you with my friend. And I forgot him the first day because I took him out to take those photos and then I forgot to put him back in my bag. So I left the hotel without him in my bag. So he was very disappointed when I got home and I felt very, very bad going to Japan to go to McDonald's. what the fuck? Whatever the fuck the antler thing. It was a longhorn. Look, he's a longhorn. Oh my god, but he was so sad. I felt so bad. Then from there, the next day, I did make sure to take him. And we caught a bus. First time taking a Japanese bus. Don't take them if you're going... I mean, you can. They're not impossible to take, but they do get crowded, especially if you go in the morning, especially if you go during morning rush when everybody's going to work or going to school, especially during a weekday, especially in a very crowded area. We did all of those. So it was a very crowded bus. I didn't get any photos because obviously you can't get photos of a crowded bus when you're in the crowded bus. But while that, I think it was because of me, we were running late, and then it was raining, and then we still needed to get breakfast. And so we were trying to get to, like this spot that we had bought reserved tickets for at a specific time. So we were running late in the rain on a crowded bus. Still needed to get breakfast, which we had to go do. And then while we were at one of the bus stops, this old man, like, comes up to us, right? And he's like, he starts speaking, not perfect English, but, you know, like, English, like he's trying. And he's like, where are you going? And we're like, oh, we were going to Team Lab Planets, right? And he's like, oh, so what you want to do? And he starts giving us directions. And the thing is, at that point, we're good at navigating. We didn't need the advice, but we didn't know how to tell him, like, no, thank you. We know exactly where we are. Because we were just trying to figure out where to get breakfast from before going inside. So he was like, yeah, go that way, and then, like, turn, and then he was, like, telling us meters. He was like, go 500 meters that way, and then you're gonna make a right and go down 300 meters until you see the entrance, and then you're gonna get in line, which is about 200 meters. Like, he was giving us exact directions, and we're like, okay. So, after we talked with him, we're like, okay, let's go. Because, like, to make it look like he helped, because we felt like it was so nice. Most people in Japan don't come up and talk to you. So it felt nice to have someone, like, with the intention to help, you know? But, like, we didn't need the help. But we didn't want to tell him that. We wanted him to feel like, yeah, I talked to an American and I helped him navigate. Yeah, I'm proficient in English. You know, we wanted to give him that satisfaction. So we went in the direction. And then we, like, did a turn, and then we did, like, a loop around to go to a convenience store to get breakfast. Oh my god, Pep got old man GPS. Half a kilometer, then 3/10 of a kilometer, and so on and so forth. Oh my god. I know, I'm just joking. Longhorns are common here, so it makes sense we found them in Houston. We also call them steers sometimes. The more you know. But yeah, once we went to the convenience store, we got breakfast, and then we had to, like, go running to line up in time. That was, like, a whole hassle in and of itself. I couldn't get my reservation up the entire time. It was just giving me this error, and I was, like, so scared that they were going to turn me away and I wasn't going to be able to go in when I paid money for that ticket. It turns out I had, like, sent the ticket to myself, but then I couldn't figure out where I sent it through, so they just, like, revoked the ticket from, like, the email that sent it, and then they were able to access it, so that was embarrassing. But yeah, it was nice. Also, while we were in line, I got apple juice and a pastry, and my friend got a cafe latte and something else. And so we had each other's drink because we had a little bit of issue paying for it at first. Because I don't remember why, but we had a bit of issues paying for it. And then once we got out, we, like, went running to get in line. And so she had my drink, I had her drink. It was raining, so we had umbrellas out, so I couldn't see her. She turns around and she's drinking my apple juice, and I'm like, dude, what the hell? And she's like, is this yours? And I'm like, dude, you got coffee latte. What do you mean is this yours? Does it not taste like apple? And she's like, I didn't pay attention to what I got. And I'm like, dog, don't, give me my apple juice. So we swapped, and it was fine. She only took, like, one sip, but still, my apple juice. But yeah, Team Lab, Planets Tokyo. And honestly, it was very fucking cool. I got a lot of videos inside of it. There was this like cool like endless area that had a bunch of mirrors and a bunch of like sticks of light and stuff. And before y'all ask and be weird, those aren't, I didn't take that photo with the feet. So yeah, because I did post this one in the live, what is it, living room. And they were like, oh my god, Pep showing feet. Those aren't my feet. Me apple juice. Apple juice over there is actually pretty good. Although it's kind of standard. Like, it's hard to be bad at apple juice. But it was pretty good. They also had this room, right? That was like, it was water. And you had to like pull up your pants a bit. Like to knee length. And then you had to like wade through the water. And the water was really, really murky. Which was kind of off-putting. Like, it was just gray water. Which is, you know, a little weird. But they had lights, and it was like simulations like of like fish. You can't really see it in these photos, but it was like fish swimming around. It was pretty neat. And then they had this ballroom that was full of balls and lights. And then they also had this room where you go in and the floor is a mirror, and then above you is like a projection of flowers, right, in a 3D space that is constantly being generated, so you'll never see like the same view twice. And they're just like floating around in space past you, and you're allowed to lay down and just look up at the flowers. And it's also, the room is scented with flowers, not like with physical flowers, but they have like fragrances of flowers or whatever. When I tell you, if you ever get the chance to go to Tokyo and go to Team Labs, which the tickets are like less than $30, and you like disassociating, go disassociate to that shit, because like, it was an experience. We stayed there for like 20 minutes, I think. Like, it was nice. It was really nice in there. And then they had this area with like these metallic, which I can only describe as beans, right? It looks like the bean from, what is it? One of the states. One of the like northeast states, I think. I can't remember which one. Chicago is coming to mind, but I don't think it's that. But yeah, they had a bunch of metallic things that were just like in this mossy garden. There's Landon, took a photo of him. There's that one. There's just, and then they had mirrors in the back of it to make it look more like expansive, and it was like, they had fog in it, but then also it was a rainy morning, so it was like a lot more gray, which I felt the aesthetic, which I felt fit the aesthetic. Chicago, is it not Chicago? The best apple juice I had was straight from an apple orchard, so I highly doubt it. Also the best apples, of course. Well, I'd have to try it, because I don't know, I've only ever had like the big bottle of apple juice before, so it's like, eh. Now, I have had bad apple juice. McDonald's apple juice is like way too fucking sweet. And it's hardly even apple juice anymore. But yeah, you know, bunch of things. And then they had this simulation room where it was like projections, and it had like a blue light. And the projections would like interact with objects. So, you know, like, the left one, I don't really know what it is. I think it was just the floor that looked cool. But the right one's Landon. You can see like they're climbing on him. And then I got one of Pep where they're like climbing on her. And it was so silly. They also had like the walls had magnetic blocks or something that you could like play around with to interact with that same like simulation thing. They had another room where they had like some type of ecosystem. And you could go in, get an app. But you didn't even need the app. But you colored on a specific sheet of paper, and they provided you with like pastel colors, not pastel, oil pastels, and you could design an animal. I got like a bird image, and then I colored that bird, so that's my bird, and then it like flies around in the simulation when once you're done and turn it in. That was pretty neat. They had this other room that was like, it had a bunch of extinct animals. And you can actually see, I got a video of it. They had one for like the ocean theming, and it was very cool to look at. And then you could also download this app to like supposedly catch them, and whenever you would catch them, it would tell you their name. And then if you caught them like up to 3 times, it would give you more information about them, where it's like where they were found, what they were like, what their relationship with humans were, and stuff like that. So it like gives you a lot of information. It was a little more like a museum. This is the animal one. I did like half of them, because they have like a thing where it's like there's a total of 48, and you're almost there of like catching all of them, and you get to release them again, so it's not just like, oh, I gotta catch them all. And they do, whenever you catch them, they disappear from the wall. I don't think I caught any of those like disappearing from the wall, but it was really, really cool to look at. But I didn't finish it because at that point we were hungry. We didn't actually eat the pastries till after we got out because we felt like we couldn't eat in there. No one told us anything, but I was scared to get told anything, so we just didn't bother. Me.jpg. Then they had a flower room, which is not the same as the projection flower room, where it was just flowers hanging from the ceiling, and it was very pretty. Very, very good spot to take photos if you're into that. I got a couple photos of Pep and Landon, and then just the flowers, and then we went to McDonald's because we were starving afterwards, and it's like, you can't go wrong with McDonald's. We're Americans, we know McDonald's. We just wanted food to eat. We didn't want to make decisions of like, oh, will this taste good? Will this be worth it? Will this be cost effective? And that was a mistake because, what the heck? This is set wrong, isn't it? Well, we got one of the photos. I got spicy McChicken, and you can see in that one it has a sauce. If you know spicy McChickens in America, they don't have sauce except for mayonnaise. The way they made it spicy was this like weird spicy sweet and sour sauce that I was not a fan of, and I ordered 2 because I was so hungry, so I ate the 2 because I was like, I'm not gonna waste food. I got that and apple juice and fries, and the rest was yummy. I just was not a fan of the hot and spicy over there. And yeah, so we ate, and then god damn it. Please, please, show me. Ah, here we go. Slideshow. There we go. L. And then we went to a miniature museum, and they had a bunch of like figures or whatever, and there was one, you can barely tell, but they have one of just like this guy peeing. That's the entire thing. You can see there's a button, and they'll have English translations, and it's him peeing. Some of them were like animated. There were other ones too. Is my phone ringing? My phone's ringing. Why is my dad calling me? Uh-oh. Hold on. What time is it? It is 10. On stream. There we go. So I don't want to just ignore his call, but also, like, what's up? But yeah, I got this photo. I never learned about photography or anything, but I find it fun to like take little shots where you play with perspective a lot, and so because these are minis, I like got really, really close to the exhibit, and I took it from a certain angle that I thought made it look like, you know, of course it doesn't look real because the way the snow on the trees are and the way the light is, it would never look like that in an authentic photo. But it does look to scale, kind of, so I thought it was very neat. When you gotta go, him and his pee will be remembered forever, exactly. Are the nuggets still bleached for that iconic, delectable flavor and texture? I think so, because, well, actually, I didn't get the nuggets because they weren't on the menu whenever we went, because I think we went too early in the morning that they only had breakfast menu, and I did not recognize the breakfast menu. I feel SCP-096 is hidden somewhere in there. Real! Oh my god, yeah, I think it makes it very uncanny because and like this lady's doing the Michael Jackson for some reason, but like all of the people are just blurred out. It's kind of scary. Oh, good god, the photos are behind, what the heck? Okay, hold on while I try and fix that. Really quick. Really quick. Load this up, scroll. Let me just delete that. And then exit, reload, there we go. Control, function key, F5. There we go. Put that down, bring this up here. Then you have Landon in front of like this little like star thing that they had for one of the exhibits. And then there's a closer look at that. And then I got one of Pep. When I tell you, I was like just switching them out like, oh, I like this shot, let me take it. Okay, now your turn. Okay, cool. Let's see, it's a proposal. Well, yeah, but like she's leaning forward. Why was she leaning forward like that? Other than the nuggets and the buttermilk chicken sandwich from Mickey D's. Oh my god. And then you have this like little Gundam space, because some of them were themed after current IPs. Like they had a collaboration going at that time with something called like Pretty Cure, which is like a Magic Girl anime series of elementary girls. And I did do it because honestly, miniatures, like, they're cool, but I'm not, like, super duper into them. So, like, I looked and I was like, oh, that's cool, oh, that's cool. And then, like, I kind of finished and I was like, I need something to do because my friend is a little more into them. So she was, like, looking around. And so I took the little pamphlet that they gave her and then I went and I did it. And, man, I could not find one of them. I have no fucking idea where she is. I swear I think someone stole that minifig. I could not find her. But I knew what the word was because it was very obvious at that point because I found every other one. And then we entered, like, a little raffle thing and I got, like, a card, which I think we lost because I don't know where it is. Briga's passed. You died. Did I die? What the fuck? I died! This took me out. I know how to do it. Okay, hold on. Hold on, let me... Y'all gotta sing Evanescence, quick! Okay. Control F in... Got it. Okay. Oh my god. Anyways, Pep fell into the deep fryer again. Whoops. I hate when that happens. But yeah, this one was like a Gundam, I think. And it was pretty neat. They also had like these bigger miniature sculptures. Bigger miniature. Oxymoron. I don't really get it. But they were in cool poses and in poses that I could play around with the perspective with. So I took some, I think, kind of fun shots. This one, he had like his arm out to kind of do like a cool arm pose, but I was like, if I take a photo like this in selfie mode, it looks like he's taking a selfie. And so, does it look like it? I think it does. I don't know. I like it. I think it's silly. And then they had this one, which was cool. It looks like he's like blasting right at the camera. I think if I'd gone a little more left, but I couldn't get it exactly right, but it was still kind of neat. And then they had this guy who was like, I don't know, doing something. And then there's Pep. There's Pep. The one we know, there's Pep, and there was like the outside of the museum, which was kind of neat. What's next? Oh, from there we went to Joyopolis. I don't know if you're American, Joyopolis. If you're not, Joypolis, because that's actually how it's spelled. It's like you can see right here, Joyp, and then it's covered. But yeah, they had Sonic because Joypolis is like an indoor amusement park owned by Sega. And so, of course, they had Sonic. And they also had, like, this other anime girl character that I never heard of before. But Sonic! So, of course, I went. And, I'm gonna be honest here, right? As an American, as someone who traveled and spent money there, it's fun to go, right? Because there's a lot of, like... There was a lot of content I saw of it online that was like, oh, they have indoor roller coasters. And they have, like, a bunch of cool things. It's so fun, so fun. If you go... the tickets aren't the worst. They're like 40 to 50 bucks, I think. Like, not, like, pretty normal price for amusement park. And it's indoors, so you don't gotta worry about the weather. And if you bring your passport, you get, like, unlimited rides on everything. But the wait times, if you go during, like, not busy time, it's worth it, I think. But the wait times are kind of long. And then there's an arcade thing that's not included. You have to pay for the arcade tokens, which is pretty normal, but still... and then they have like 4 rides. And then they have a lot of like experiences, which were really cool. We went to a horror experience where you put on headphones and they played like audio and it was telling the story, but I don't know Japanese. Neither does my friend, so I didn't understand it. But it was really immersive because there was a scene in like the thing where a plate broke or something on the table, or like, you know, the audio played, but I had my eyes closed because we were just like in a completely dark room with headphones on. Like, they turned the lights off. I wasn't expecting that. They just, like, turned the lights off. And they were like, okay, you know, good luck. We were just at a table and we had to, like, listen to the story, supposedly. I know Satan was in the story. Like, that's it. Because his name isn't, like, necessarily Japanese. It's just, like, Satan. And it's like, Satan's there. I don't know why, but the glass breaks. And I swear I felt, like, a shard hit me. Like, not sharp, but I think they have, like, little air things that come out of somewhere. But I felt it hit me. And it happened, like, 2 times. And I was like... what the fuck? And, like, it was pretty neat. I still enjoyed it, even though I could not understand what was going on. But yeah, Sonic was there. There's a better look at it, and there's, like, the full spelling of it. And then they also had this ride that we went on that was, like, it's... rather than roller coasters, they have a lot more experiences to where it's like the ride will move, but you're not moving on a track or anything. They'll have like some type of screen or something going, and maybe there's like a story and stuff. And so this one that we were on was like, don't know what the story was, but you're in a car and they're like taking you around to see like some type of treasure in a jungle, and something's constantly happening, so you're like driving away from it, and they'll like be blowing wind, and it's very immersive. It is pretty immersive. I liked it a lot, but also they had Sonic and Tails on the outside in like this car, so I like to imagine, because of the voice that they had, I think it's the same voice actor as the Japanese Sonic, so I like to imagine that like that was the last time that Sonic drove, because, you know, aside from racing, because Tails was like, fuck that, because it was not good. Like, it was fun. I enjoyed it a lot. That was very fun. I highly recommend that ride again. Don't know what it was called. It was like the treasure excursion. I don't know. But it was pretty neat. I feel like I had something to say. There was another indoor roller coaster that like does a lot more loop-de-loops and stuff, and it goes like kind of throughout the building, but it's not that big. It has a rhythm game segment at the beginning, and if you know me, I like rhythm games, and I'm not dog shit at them. I got first place because they rank everyone in terms of like how accurate you were, and I was first place, although that's because the other people were dog shit and I was rusty, so I got like first place with like 62% accuracy, so still got first place though. Win is a win. Pep has a selfie with Sonic. Oh, you know I do. Oh my god. After that we came back and I did take a photo of Landon with Sonic, because a friend that Landon was going to is also a Sonic fan. And then I took one of Pep, and I could not get her to sit on there, so like I just arm outstretched. And there's like another shot of Sonic. Very, very cute. And then after that, we went to the iconic, if you know anything about like content and Japan, you know about the weird vending machine alley. We went there because, you know, how are you going to go to Japan and not go there? We did buy something. Me and my friend spent half and half. And it was like wrapped weirdly. The story never makes sense, but it was a box of animal crackers, and that's it. And then this was Shibuya Crossing while I'm not crossing. A lot of people were taking videos. A lot of people, like, it is a very busy spot, and while you're crossing, I was too anxious to do it because I'm like worried about stepping on people's feet. But a lot of people, like, once the lights turn green and everyone starts crossing, you will see phones go in the air and people will be recording while crossing. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, I went, and so Shibuya no crossing. But why does it look like your arm was too long? Because I'm long. I'm a Maine wolf. I got long limbs. Get you those crackers wrapped in crazy. Gotta get a pack of Marvelo Red 100s from there. And then from there, we went to the, what was it called? The Parco building. And they had a Pokemon store there. Didn't really go in, but I saw Mewtwo there. And I went for the Sega store because this one recently opened, I think, earlier this year. And they have a Shadow statue. The other one that they had that I forgot to go to had the Sonic statue. But this one has a Shadow statue. And he's so fucking cute. Slight funny side tangent. For a while, I thought Mewtwo's character was really cool. I still kind of think it is. Years later, right now, currently, I'm obsessed with this fucking hedgehog, right? So cute, so silly, what a silly little guy. He's so cool, I love him so much. It's the same fucking character. It's the same fucking character, different franchises. They're biologically engineered to, like, achieve something, because like for Mewtwo it was to like make new discoveries or something based on Mew, who was like the ancestor to all Pokemon or something according to the movie, and Shadow was like meant to, like, he was biologically engineered to like cure illnesses and be the ultimate life form or whatever, and like that Mewtwo was also like the ultimate Pokemon or something because he was like stronger than all the other Pokemons and shit, and he was like human made. So that's why, like, it's the same fucking character. One doesn't have a gun. True. But yeah, I I didn't realize it till later. I was looking through the photos and I'm like, oh my god, it's the same character. But yeah, and then, you know, like I went, I bought some merch, and then on the roof of the Parco building, you get like a good view of the area. This is a Sonic bag. I got the biggest Sonic bag that you could get because of the amount of stuff that I got. I had so much stuff that, like, once I got all the stuff that I was gonna buy, I kind of had it, like, piled up in my hands. And the workers, very, very nice. They will come up to you with, like, this mesh bag, and they will be like, oh, here you go. with my stuff. I had like a decent pile, but it didn't look like that much because I had stuff on the very top that was like bigger, so it covered all the other stuff. So, you know, the guy came to me because he saw me struggling, and he was like, oh, here you go. And I was like, oh, thank you, thank you. And then I poured it in. It was like an avalanche of Sonic merch, and he goes, whoa, many Sonic. And I start laughing, and I'm like, yeah, like that's all I'm able to get out, because like it was bad. It was a decent amount, and it just it was a lot. I spent like look, wow, look at that view. That's such a nice view. There's my bag of merch that you can't really tell because everything was kind of shoved in there. We also did go to Beams. I got some cool gardening shears for my dad. That's the entire haul that I got. I got like 2 shirts, the little slippers, a little pouch, the 2 little Sonic kodos that are exclusive to Japan, so I had to get them. And then I got a little like croquet sketchbook, very cute. I got 2, actually I got 4, but they're not in there. 2 of them aren't in there because I'm like, it's redundant. I got 2 little iron-on patches, and then I got a little luggage tag of Shadow because I thought it was cool. I kind of wish I'd gotten the Sonic one, but oh well, next time. And then I got the little Sonic and Friends plush because here's my reasoning. I went all the way to Japan, right, where Sega is mainly at, even though they don't really have like a good grip on the market in terms of Sonic over there because it's not as popular. There's this joke where Sonic is Japanese because, you know, made by Sega, right? He's from Japan. And then Shadow, because he was so heavily inspired by, like, American culture, especially with the gun and stuff, and was more pushed towards, like, American audiences, even though Sonic was too, that, like, Shadow is a little more American-coded, right? So I got my Shadow from an American convention, and very cute. I love him so much. I wanted to get a matching doll of Sonic, but I've had this recurring issue where every time I go to any store that has Sonic merch, they only have ugly Sonic dolls. I've been unable to find a cute Sonic doll. While I was over there, I still couldn't find a cute Sonic doll. And so I got the cutest one I could find, and I feel like it really does fit my perception of him to where he's like, he's just a cute little silly guy. And so Shadow's a little more canonically accurate to, like, or on model in my head. Meanwhile, Sonic's just like, oh, you silly little bastard. Also, welcome in, Goo. Happy Thursday. Every day's going well, but it was good better. She contemplated renting a stroller to carry her haul. I really wanted to buy the bag, but I didn't know how to ask, because it was a cool bag. I really, really liked it. It was very basic. It was a mesh bag, and it was black. And it just had like Sega on it, but it was really fucking cool. That top left thing is like an acrylic block that I really thought of getting for Dave, but I'd already bought him like some type of, I had already gotten him some, like, a souvenir, so I didn't get him that, and they were like $25, and I was like, that's a bit much, and I don't really have space. I really wanted to get the Shadow one too, but again, I was like, I don't have space. There's no point. Shadow's supposed to be edgy, a teenager, adult-coded, while Sonic was always slightly American-coded, or more so today. Yeah, but I don't know, I feel like with the gun, like, they're just kind of like, American! You know, Sonic is like, freedom! And it's like, yeah! But, like, Sonic is like, oh, dream big, live free, you know, don't let anybody oppress you. And Shadow is like, shoot anyone who oppresses you, and live your own life. And I feel like that's just slightly more American. And X is black-coded. Very real. I love his music. It's so fucking good. God. Anyways, that's the amount that I spent. And for those who are curious, I can actually pull it up right now. I lied. Hold on. I can pull it up. It'll just take me like 2 seconds. Google. And then yen to USD. The amount that I spent was 29403. 29403. 190 and 29 cents. That is the amount that I spent at the Sega store the first time, because we did come back. And so yeah, that night Landon got to be what is it, like, bed buddies with them, and it was the last night he was with me, because it was the end of his stay with me, because the next day I was gonna meet my friend's cousin to give them the present for my friend. So this was the last night that Landon got to spend with us. So sad. Here's me packing him in my little gift bag that I got for them. All this stuff I had to buy at the dollar store to package the gifts that I brought. And yeah, from there he was gone. No more in the photos. Sad. He will be missed. I miss him every day, but it's okay. World must go on. Also, shout out me too. Just have common lore. Many stories have such a take, especially for the era Japan did a lot. Oh, really? That I didn't know, but it's just now that I think about it, it was around the same era, so it does kind of make sense. But anyways, this was the breakfast I had the next day. Some melon pan sticks with chocolate chips. A little too sweet for me. Not a big fan. I did not like the melon pan with chocolate chips. I don't know. Also, maybe if it was warm, it would have been okay, but I ate it cold. Not great. And then this chocolate milk was pretty good. Was it the best one? No. The 7-Eleven chocolate milk is the best one. It's called like a mocha. I think it's like a mocha latte or something like that, but it's essentially just a very, very rich chocolate milk. This one was from Lawson, I think. It's still pretty good, but 7-Eleven kicks ass. It's so good. And then there was me on a train, I think, and then we went to Don Quixote. We did go. And then for anyone curious, right, because there is a thing where it's like, oh, it's easier to buy luggage over there and it's cheaper. It is technically cheaper, but my recommendation, do not get it from Don Quixote. I mean, you can, and it still is cheaper than where you would, or what you would normally pay in America. And these are like the like hard shell ones, right? And so the prices right here, for those who can't see, it's 13,199 yen, which is $85.44, or 12,990 yen, which is $84.09, and this one's like slightly bigger than this one, I think. Again, not bad prices, but I bought a luggage that was like this size but a little bit bigger for less than $40 at this like pop-up shop. I don't know if it was a pop-up shop, but it was a shop that was just like down the street from the place that we stayed in. What was it? It was southern Tokyo, which was by the Oyado Kokochi. It was like literally right outside of that alleyway to the right. You walk down, and it was like a Koreatown part of town. They also had a Korean parade, which I got videos of, but I didn't really take any photos of, because they were also like celebrating like Korean heritage and stuff. So that was pretty cool. And they had a bunch of like K-pop stores and stuff. But yeah, I paid like, this won't be the cheapest. They do have good quality stuff, but not the cheapest, so just consider that. I feel like it's a good piece of information. Fucking hell. Hold on while I load this. There we go. I guess I'll just have to do this. View, slideshow, there we go. So you did see the Godzilla store was also at the top, so was the JoJo store. They also had the One Piece store, and there was another store, I can't remember. But this was all the Sonic merch. You can see these are the Japan exclusive patterned Sonics, which I'm not a huge fan of. They also had, other stuff, figurines and stuff. Those are the kokoris that I got. Standees, the collaboration merch with, I don't know who. The shirts. This hoodie was kind of cool, but it was like around 80 bucks, and I was like, maybe not. These I would have gotten because I really, really like the shadow pin, but it was just completely gotcha. It was like, oh, mystery pin, and you have to buy it and then figure out who it is, and so I didn't bother. There's whatchamacallit, the patches, the keychains, there's the buttons, there's the flight tags or the luggage tags. They had card cases down there. Let's closer look at that. The tags, the buttons, these like card cases that I really, really wanted to get, but I don't carry a card singularly like that to use it often. If I lived in Japan, I would definitely have gotten this for like a Suica card, but over here I don't carry a card like that, so I couldn't find a use, so I didn't get it, but I really wanted it. And then they had these cute little like coin pouches. They didn't have Shadow though. They had Sonic. I didn't get it though because they didn't have Shadow. Little figurines. And then this cool like Japan themed Sonic merch. I did get like a shirt of one of those. I think y'all saw this shirt. I literally got it. Oh, I guess I formatted that incorrectly, but yeah. Those are the acrylic things. Those are more of the not Smiling Friends, the Sonic and Friends ones. And I guess we won't see any of the other photos, which is good because there's, oh, actually I lied. There's the pins, the pins next to the pins by the sketchbooks. I got this one because that's Sonic and Shadow. Of course I did. Okay, Pep. Just want to say hi, but I'm sleepy. Go to bed. Good night. More like 150. They also had stickers. Pretty decently priced everything. These are clear folders. Those a closer look at the pattern Sonics. I don't know what the patterns are of, but I don't know. They seemed kind of weird. High and buy swag. Funny to see Sonic. A lot of Sonic merch. Those are the little pouches. I got the shadow one. I got these two. I got the slippers. These are like handkerchiefs. This is like a little towel or whatever, which was really cute, but again, couldn't figure out a use for it, so I didn't get it. There's a better look at that. Better look at those. This is me by the shadow statue that I didn't get to, like, I didn't get to get a photo of Pep by it, so I was like, I need to go. Oh, I did get a photo of the, like, Koreatown parade thing. This was, like, on the street of where we were staying. And then I did also do the gachapon things, which I'm happy to announce all of them got delivered safely because USPS was being kind of weird with me and didn't want to update my tracking information until they already arrived. But everyone got their things. Hopefully y'all liked them. If any of y'all who ordered any are watching, or for any of those who didn't order and are curious because you thought I was scamming, no, they arrived, and yeah, it was fun. I had to I had to condense them because there were so many balls and they couldn't fit in like the packaging that I had, so I had to like condense everything, and I just like wrapped everything. I hope it was fun for those who ordered. And then there's the Godzilla head, and then there's me in front of the Godzilla head. I couldn't take both in the same shot without it like blurring one or the other. And then there's some birds that were really cute. There's a big ass leaf, and we were at a park, and then we also went to a pet store because we were just walking down the street to explore, and there was a pet store, and they had a fucking monkey in there, which is crazy. They also had a hedgehog. I didn't get the other photo. And then this was like the view of the street that we stayed on, which I think was very picturesque. Oh, I'm gonna head out now. I'm being called. See ya. Bye bye. Drink your milk, eat your vegetables, don't talk to strangers, trying to pass judgment. Oh my god. Better view of the street. This was down, I believe, Takeshita Street. And then like some photos, or there's a picture of like some random flowers are off to the side that I thought was really, really pretty. Pep never seen a big leaf before. But it was like big. It was huge. It was the biggest leaf I've seen. So I was like, that's a huge ass leaf. And yeah, it was Takeshita Street, which is a very popular shopping street in Shibuya area. Not as good anymore. It's a lot more touristy now, but still, you know, like a place that you go and be like, I did go there. They had a Samoyed cafe, which we did not go to, but I really wanted to. I couldn't convince my friend to go. I could convince my friend, though, to get crepes with me. So we got crepes. I got, like, a very safe flavor. It was almond, banana, chocolate, vanilla ice cream, chipped flavor. And I got it with, like, chocolate sprinkles. Very, very yummy. Enjoyed it a lot. Then we went to, I want to say it's, like, the Meiji Shrine, but I cannot remember. But it was this one. Highly recommend it, though. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was I'm gonna say Meiji Doto or something like that. Meijo Doto. I don't know. But this is a really good shrine to go to. It's like literally in Shibuya, right? Or like by Shibuya, in that area. Thick ass forest. You go in and all you can hear is like insects. Like, you cannot hear the city. And not to say the city is like loud as shit or anything, but it's not quiet. And so to go in there and all the sound disappear, and like it was very atmospheric. I didn't get as many photos as I would have liked to because there was like a fuck ton of spiders. You can barely tell, but it was big ass spiders, and there were so many spider webs everywhere, and I'm not a fan of spiders, so I was too busy trying not to get too close to any of them. It was very scary. But yeah, they have like a main like shrine area. And big ass trees, and then after that, I was kind of like missing home a little bit. I wanted something familiar, so I went to an internet cafe that was down the street, and I got to play Sonic Crossworlds, and these were the prices for anyone curious. I spent like, I think I spent 3 hours there because I wasn't able to find like a high-speed computer, so I had to go for the regular speed, and so I spent like 3 hours there. And yeah, I just played Crossroads online in Osaka, and then this was the walk from the esports cafe to the hotel, which was like literally straight down the street. Like, I got lucky. It was just close by, and it was so nice to walk around at, I think it was, I left at 12 and I came back at 2, and so that video was at like 2 a.m. I felt safe. There was like, not that there wasn't anybody, there were a couple people, but like, it was so peaceful. It was so nice. And then this was the next morning. And then these are very important videos that I took that were very important that I get into this slideshow. because I feel that it fits the atmosphere of that day because we did fuck all. we did not do anything that day. And then from there, the next day we took a bus. One of the very, very few empty buses we ever got into. So if anyone ever wondered what an empty Japanese bus would look like, that's what it looks like. God damn it. Reload, please. Damn it. Okay, gotta reload. Hold on. This is such a big presentation. So, there's a lot of moments that just shit did not load. Point right, point left. So how are y'all doing? Any of y'all considering going to Japan now? Honestly, I think it's worth it. I recently went to a presentation that was like giving advice on how to travel more frequently if you're not like a billionaire. And honestly, they summarized it pretty well where it's like it's more expensive to get there than it is to be there. So your biggest cost is going to be travel, but past that you're going to save a lot of money because it doesn't cost as much to be in like especially Asian countries. But yeah, that was me on the bus. And then we went to the Kyoto Aquarium. This was when we were in Kyoto already. And then there's a giant salamander, and there's a better look at him. And I can't see the photo, that's great. And then there's a skeleton. And that's what they like look like, and you can tell they're fucking ginormous. And then that's me standing next to the giant salamander, which you can tell because I'm 7'5", so you know that's how big it is. Who put that there? And then the cushions were salamander shaped, which I thought was very, very cute. I would definitely love to go to Japan. I highly, highly recommend it. It's definitely worth it to do at least once. And then there's pictures of fish, pictures of more fish. There's a leaf that I thought was like very picturesque, so I took a picture of it. It is, I think, the inspiration for the rainbow fish. And there's another one, and there's more fish, and more fish, and more fish, and more fish. And there's seals, or sea lions, I can't tell the difference. There's me by them, and then there's more of them, and then this little guy, so silly. And then there's this other guy, different kind of seal. Or maybe this is a sea lion, this seal, but I think they're both seals, because this one has fur, this one also has fur, but they're different. He was just chilling there. And then there was this guy in a tube. I don't know, they put him in the tube, and then this guy, big chillin', look at his face, look at how silly he was. He knew what he was doing. He was just like, ha, I'm so cute. People just, I can just lay here and I get attention. And he was right. There were plenty of people looking at him. And then there's penguins, and then there's like a cool shot of penguins that I got. And then this is very common in a lot of aquariums. A lot of aquariums have penguins over there, and a lot of them have these penguin relationship charts that will tell you the relationship between all the penguins and the penguin trainers. Or between the penguins, trainers, and penguins. Penguin to penguin trainer. All those relationships. All the tea. They will have like, not in-depth stories, but they will like capture everything, I think, pretty concisely for the amount of penguins that are there. And it's crazy. I could not identify the penguins because, and they had ways to identify them. I wasn't gonna do that. So yeah, that was very common. And then this was more fish, you know, manta ray or stingray. I don't know the difference. I think it's a manta ray though. More fish. What is this? Time lapse of fish that I absolutely disassociated to, and highly worth it. Look at them having their little like anime cutesy moment while a maned wolf is just watching them in the back. They don't even know. And then more fish, penguins, more fish. There's me taking a small break because, oh my god, that's a lot of fish. And yes, that is me, in case you were thinking that's not me. That is me. With this presentation, it feels like I was there with you. That was my intention. I'm glad it's working. And then this is like a little research area that they had for jellyfish, and they would, I don't know what they were researching, but they had them in these little like things, and they were like scientists on the other side of them. And it was field trip season, so there was a lot of kids at the aquariums that we went to. And I guess I put this incorrectly because we can't see those photos behind it. That's annoying. See if I can fix that. I just need to keep this open and to the side because, like, holy shit, this is getting so frustrating. Right here, this one. Give me the photo. Give me the photo. Give me the photo. Give me the photo. There we go. Okay. Now if I exit and then view and then slideshow, there we go. Jellyfish, yup, you were there. I saw you. I saw you with my own eyes. More fish, and there's me with more fish, and then there's jellyfish, and there's jellyfish, and then there's jellyfish, and you can see me in the reflection, and then there's jellyfish, and then there's more fish, and more fish. Very, very pretty. Very, very pretty scenes. Like, I love jellyfish. What? Freudian slip. I love fish. I love aquariums is what I was trying to say. Oh my god. But yeah, from that aquarium, I did do like this little cool experience that they had a big ball, and there was like air blowing in it, and there was a bunch of like papers that would look like supposedly penguins jumping, like I guess diving in a way, and you could stick your hand in there for I think it was like $10. You could stick your hand in there, grab a piece of paper, and it would reveal a number, and then based on the number, you would get a prize. And so I got like the lowest prize, but still, the prizes were cute. I got that little penguin, and so he was my new buddy. You know, Pep was very, very lonely. Little Pep plush was very, very lonely because she no longer had her best friend Landon there to take photos with. So we bought that little guy. I felt like it became a mother of two again. It was nice. I'm gonna need every penguin picture you took for research purposes. And there's her and her little buddy, and then this is like the little like outside area. This was by the Kyoto Aquarium. I think I said that earlier, but just in case. For some reason they had a little farmland. Don't know why. They probably had a sign to say why, but they had it, and so that was neat. They also had this little like fruit tree. Don't know what type of fruit they were, but there was a fruit tree. Maybe it was poisonous, but I didn't touch it. They also had this like cool little rockscape thingy, and there's us chilling on the bench. Or I guess her and the little penguin who doesn't have a name, actually, now that I think about it. I did not name it. And then there's like a little lake area, and that's the sign that they have. No, the rest of the sign isn't missing. It's just called Kyoto Aqua for some reason, and I'm not being sarcastic, like deadass, that's just how the sign was. And this didn't load! Yay! Oh my god. There we go. View, slideshow. Okay, and then you can see Pep almost got eaten by a baby penguin, but it's okay, she lived. Then we went outside, and they had like this little duck area because it was like a park nearby. The closer look at the ducks. These are leaves that were very cute, but my friend kept calling weed leaves, which was very silly. And then they had statues because nearby the Kyoto Aquarium is very close to the Kyoto Railway Museum, which we did end up going to, and so they had statues to indicate it. So they have a boy train and a girl train, obviously, because you can't just have a gender-neutral train. You can't just have a train and not specify the gender. It has to be a boy train and a girl train and a turtle, because, yeah. And then there was me getting on a train in an exhibit at the Kyoto Train Museum. There we go. She takes a little seat in time for the train. Yup. And then, you know, more train photos. She got to pull levers and sit in a seat and look at trains, and oh, she's pulling lever, oh no, and she has dreams, she has aspirations, she has a thing on her bucket list that wasn't there before. She wants to drive a train before she leaves this world. And then they did have this like miniature figure of trains, and they had a show and everything to showcase like all the different trains that existed, and I couldn't understand the show, but it was pretty cool to see like, oh my god, these photos are messed up too, kill myself. It was pretty cool to see all the different, hold on, I'm trying to find it. This needs to go away, why do I keep pulling that up? There we go. Let me look for it. All the different trains that exist. Delete that. There we go. Okay, hopefully that'll do it. There we go. View, slideshow. So it was Pep fault why the trains were late. No, there's Pep with the train shit. With the trains. It was a really, really big like little model, I guess it's not little, it was just like a big miniature recreation of like, I think it was not the entirety of Kyoto, maybe, But like the Kyoto area, because I did recognize some spots while I was looking at the areas. And yeah, they just had a bunch of trains, and then they had a whole show to showcase them going around. And I just got a couple shots of it while the show wasn't showing, because, you know, obviously they had little seats and everything. We did sit through it, didn't understand it, but it was really cool to see all the trains moving. There's more flowers that were randomly found that I thought were pretty, and there is like a little Pokemon themed sewer grate, which I still think was pretty cool. Random street, and then about Kyoto, right? So here's, I guess, a little advice. I didn't talk to too many people while in Kyoto because, you know, language barrier, so I couldn't really converse with people like that. But honestly, for me, I was not a huge fan. I think if you're really into shrines and participating with shrines, and you're not bad with crowds, because that's very important. Kyoto is kind of crowded. Then go to it. If you like history and you're good with crowds and you like walking around and you want to learn all that stuff and you don't have as much of a language barrier, an issue with the language barrier, then go for it. Go to Kyoto. If all those kind of make it not as enjoyable for you, though, honestly, I'd recommend skipping Kyoto. It was fine, but it was like my least favorite spot that we went. Maybe because of the area that we stayed in, which was like literally heart of Kyoto. Very busy. The room itself was really, really fucking small, to where like I couldn't feel like I could relax. It was either like I sleep or I need to get out. You know, obviously you can't chill in the hallway of like your hotel floor, and the lobby only had like essentially a table, and you could go to the restaurant, but then you have to be eating while you're at the restaurant, so it wasn't really relaxing there. And you step out of the hotel onto like the little shop strip or shopping strip, immediately feel like you have to walk. Either that or you're like standing awkwardly on the side while a bunch of people pass, and it's very loud and there's not really a comfortable spot to rest at. I had to walk like 2 blocks to find like a nice spot to sit at, which is not horrible, not far, honestly, but still kind of annoying that I had to, you know, like go that far out of my way to relax in like supposedly a quaint and very historical city. Like it was busy. It was very busy, and I not really liking that. So yeah, a small thing to note. But then on the 3rd day, we did end up going to this other, more like less in central Kyoto area. I loved this area. It was so nice, especially after being stuck in like that area for so long, where I was like, I feel too anxious. And like I did just at some point, I got so anxious while I was staying in like the heart of Kyoto that I would just like go out and I would walk around the shop streets area, which was fine. It was still kind of cool. There was still cool stuff to see, but it just wasn't comfortable. I was just walking because I was anxious. But we did get to go to this. My friend went ahead of me because I was so drained from being in that area that like I wasn't feeling good. So she went and did some stuff without me, and then we met up later for this cool little music box workshop in this like area, which was very fucking pretty. Like very fucking pretty. I enjoyed this area a lot. And this was a little music box that I made. It plays something from Spirited Away. I don't remember what. But it's very cute, and I made it themed after the garden eels because I thought they were very cute. And there's me. We went to this cafe afterwards, right? It was very pretty. Looks very aesthetically pleasing. I got a lime mint mojito, and my friend got these scones with, it was like cinnamon butter and honey and nuts or something like that. This wasn't that bad. This was honestly pretty good. I really enjoyed this. This was dog shit. And like the cafe was very, very heavily like, oh, a lot of matcha items. I'm not a fan of matcha. not a fan of matcha. And they didn't really have too many like fruit teas. Like they had a very, very small menu, and what they did, like 70% of it was matcha. So it was really hard to avoid, but the few things that were, I was like lime and mint. I like citrusy flavors, so this should work for me. I don't know what a mojito is. That probably would have changed the decision process, but I got that, and it felt, I gotta keep it PG. It felt like I was injecting mint into my veins. Like it felt like I was just like, you know, the liquid car freshener that smells like mint. It felt like I was just drinking that straight, especially with the ice. I tasted no lemon or no lime. Not that great. But the scones were delicious. But I had to like essentially chug that mojito because I'm like, I'm not wasting money on a drink when I am thirsty. So I fucking drank that shit and I hated it. But yeah, don't. I don't know. We walked in, we had to like wait a while to get seated. So at that point, we were too committed to actually, like, fucking, like, choose another spot. But like, man, it was not it. I woke up on the power lines. Menthol held booze. Yeah, it woke me the fuck up, and it was not in a good way. Like, I was cold afterwards. I was like, I feel like I just got violated by mint. Like, it was too much. Oh my god. And then there was me leaving that area, which I was very sad to leave. It was a very nice area, but yeah, we had to leave, but you know, we must keep going, and maybe she did get to drive a train on the way back. Who knows? Sunken cost fallacy is your worst enemy. Absolutely, absolutely. And then afterwards, it wasn't even that much of a restful day, and I think that's kind of my fault, because since I missed out like the first half of the day and I spent it just like drawing and kind of like nauseous, the second half I was very much awake and very much alive, and so I was like, hey friend, do you want to go to this like shrine that we said we wanted to do? Because it's nighttime and, you know, it's safe here, you know, pretty safe. And this is a spot that you definitely don't want to visit in like the daytime when it's very crowded and when it's very hot. So do you want to go? And she's like, yeah, absolutely. So we go. This is called, well, here's the front gate. There's a better look at the front gate. Very big. There's a little shrine area. I do have information on it. But this is like the inner spot. It was very, very pretty. They had not a real horse. It was like a horse statue, but that was in there. This is called the Fushimi Inari Taisha, right? It is head shrine of the Kami Inari, located in Fushimi, the Kyoto Prefecture, also named Inari. Includes a mountain trail up to many smaller shrines, span of 4 kilometers, takes approximately 2 hours to walk up. And it's supposed to have like 1,000 torii gates or something. Oh, I went there at night. Yeah, it's nice, right? One thing they don't tell you, full of spiders. Like once you get past like the initial first couple gates, there's a fuck ton of spiders, right? This is a whole trail, and so you start here, right? So you get in. This was like the big gate that we took a photo of, and then these were like the other structures that you saw me taking photos of. And then you start here, right? This was a sign that I was at. You go up, and you can take like a small route here, but you go up, you go up, you go up, and then you go through another big gate, and then you go up, and you go up, and you can go either way. This way is way steeper, but you go up, 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 up. It goes around here, it goes up, and that's the tippy top, and then you come back down, and then you come back down, and then you come back down, right? Very, very long, and I not really good with above sea level stuff. So, like, you know, not really frequent on mountains, us maned wolves, so... I went with a friend who's also not very good with mountains, and yeah, you know, we got up to maybe here, and she was like, I can't do it. But me, I'm a try-hard. I was like, we came here, I want to see how far I can go before I fucking die. I didn't walk the trail because we had people with injured ankles. I made sure not to tell Pep about the bugs in Japan. There were so many spiders, but they're Japanese spiders, so they're more friendly than American spiders, right? I don't think that's how it works, but they were everywhere. So my friend abandoned me. You know, not really. You know, I wasn't gonna drag her up the mountain if she didn't want to, but like maybe it was past this area. I don't know. Like somewhere in this area, she was like, I can't. I'm going back down. I was like, I respect it. I'll see you in a bit. And I was like, let me see how far I can go. So what do y'all think? Did I make it up there? Right? Look at this long ass trail. I will say, along the trail, I saw a bunch of signs that were like, we have seen boars at night. We have seen monkeys at night. If you see any of those, do not feed them, especially at night. It's very dangerous. We went at night. We did see a boar, and this was before my friend, like, you know, went back down to, like, the main area to wait for me before, like, she, you know, before she was like, oh, I'll see you, you know, if you make it or not. Spiders bowed to Pep. Pep screams at it. I believe in Pep. I would say you made it to the top. Oh, that's so sweet. See, I have so much faith into me. I did make it to the top. Funny story. You can see this like in a video, right? I recorded the entire climb. Made it to the top. Couldn't read the sign, right? Throughout the entire trail, you will see signs at like little checkpoints, I guess, that will be like 13 kilometers to the top, 10 kilometers to the top, 5 kilometers to the top. I got to this sign, Had no idea what it said. Tried to pull out my phone, tried to Google Translate it. For some reason, got no signal. How strange. Didn't know what it said, but I was like, yeah, I'm probably still not at the top. At this point, I was dying. Like, I mean, not actually, but you know, like, very, very intense workout for someone like me. So I see this, couldn't figure out what it was. I was like, I'm just gonna keep going forward, see what happens. That was the top. That was the top of the mountain. I didn't notice, and I continued walking, and it wasn't until I looped back around. Like, I got to here. This is where the sign was. It was either here or, like, up here, but that was where the sign was. I didn't actually go. Okay, the important thing about making it to the top is not only it's, like, good fortune, good luck, or whatever, it has this really, really nice view because you're at the top of a mountain. Most people go there for the view, if they make it up there, because it's a very intense climb. It's very steep. I didn't know that, so I just walked past it, and I didn't notice till I was right here, and I was like, wait, oh my god. My dad just walked in and scared the crap out of me. Thank you. That scared the crap out of me. Ooh, it smells good. I think it's tacos. Thank you. Oh god, my heart rate. Oh my god. Turns out it was the wrong way sign. The sign says, don't look behind you. It could have, right? But I didn't notice till I got to this area that, like, I saw this spot again, and I was like, wait a minute. I've been here before. What the hell? Where am I? I made it to the top, and I didn't notice, so I didn't get the cool view. So it was still cool, though, because I realized that after I made it back to the bottom and met up with my friend again, I got myself what I call the Meal of Champions, which was, I finally got to try famichiki, and I got this was the 7-Eleven, it's called iced cocoa. Very good. It's just very, very refreshing chocolate milk. Highly recommend it from 7-Eleven. Chef kiss. I also got the fucking, what is it called? Tamago sando. That's what it is. So good, so yummy. Like, I treated myself that day. I was like, you earned it. You waited to the top and back. And you did it by yourself. And you didn't get eaten by a boar or a monkey. Yay! And so, yeah. So that's what I ate. It was... The next day, my legs burned. It was bad, but it was worth it. I get to say now that I climbed that fucking mountain. Would I do it again? I don't know. It depends on who I go with. I definitely want company next time because, like, man, was I wheezing. It was bad. It was bad. But it was so fun, and now I get to say that I did it. So yay! And it didn't load. Let me reload. My throat's like going out here. I don't know if you can tell. Yay! View, slideshow. So this is a cat. I went to a cat cafe one of the days because my friend was very, very tired from the day before. And so I'd do worse than you, trust. See, I gotta bring someone because, like, towards... Sorry for the wrestling, but towards, like, the later half, like, once my friend abandoned me, at first I was like, yeah, you know, fine, I'm talking to myself, you know, and I have the camera going, so, like, I'm kind of talking to the camera, but, like, once I got winded, it was just lonely, and I was like, man, I really hope I don't get eaten by a boar or a monkey, because I'll be like, this dumbass tourist, like, we put up all these signs, and she still, like, what a buffoon, she went up the mountain alone, and I was scared, like, I don't know, what if, like, a mountain monster came and ate me, like, no one would know, because I wouldn't have told anyone, you know? But I just, it would have been nice to have some company. I would climb the mountain with you. Yippee! We have a bingo. That cat! But yeah, I went to a cat cafe because my friend was tired and I was still, like, energetic, so I was like, I need to go out. It was, again, in Kyoto, and I felt very restless there. So I went to a cat cafe nearby. Unfortunately, it was kind of stinky, or at least the area that I came in through. I guess they had just cleaned the cat litters, and it very much smelled like cat litter. Not exactly as pleasant as I would have hoped, but it was okay. I had to... All the cats were asleep whenever I went. This was one of the few guys that was awake, and upon entry, they do give you, like, a little cat food bowl or whatever, and so I had to bribe this guy to come up to me and to get on my lap, but I didn't want to be, like, mean, and I didn't want to be rude, and I didn't want to get, like, told off by Japanese staff or something. So I didn't ever, like, really touch the cat because he seemed very, like, skittish and, like, not very, like, ooh, yeah, I want you to pet me. Like, he was just like, you have food, I can tell. I guess, you know, I'll get some food, but, like, don't touch me. I'll run. I'll scream. And so I just, like, had to, like, bribe him to get on my lap in the last 5 minutes, but mainly I just, like, sat there to chill. And then this was a river that I talked about, like 2 blocks down from the hotel area. I got a little 7-Eleven chocolate ice cream. Highly recommended, by the way. Cool trick to eat these, because if you get them right away, they're like pretty frozen, so they're more of like a crunch texture if you just eat it directly. But if you get it, you walk around to find like a nice spot to actually enjoy it. It's a lot closer to soft serve if you let it melt just a little bit. Not too much, but just a little bit. Guys, let's all go. Pick one is my morning. We could fight a monkey if we need to. Exactly. We could tag team it. Pepper kidnapping cats. I would never. He only wanted you for the food. Yeah, he only wanted me for the food. Oh, this was the final day in Kyoto. We sent our luggage ahead and we went on a day trip. But before that, we were like, we need to eat breakfast before going, because it's quite a bit of like traveling before we get to the area that we're gonna get to. What should we eat? We were kind of tired. We didn't really want to figure out where we wanted to eat, and literally just we walked into an alleyway that was like at a corner of where the street of the hotel ended, and there was a sign that said like welcome, or like open to foreigners or something like that. And I saw it and I was like, why don't we just go there? Like let's just try it, because before we were trying to use Tabelog, which is like Google Maps reviews for Asian restaurants, but we couldn't really find a lot of restaurants that were reviewed in the areas that we were staying, so that was kind of not as useful. And also because the app is entirely in Japanese, we couldn't read it, so I had to Google Translate all that, so it's not really that worth it. And if you go into Google Maps and look at those reviews, a lot of it will be like tourist traps, so you can't really trust that either. So we just picked a place. Best decision. This shit was fucking good. This shit was so bomb. It was white rice with like this weird salad. Not a huge fan of the salad, but still okay. Green chives, and I don't know what that was, but it was kind of yummy. And then it was pork or ham. I don't know. It was pig. It was pig. It wasn't bacon, but it was pig. And then there was like a little salad, and this was miso soup. Never really got into miso soup. I don't know. It tasted kind of like coffee to me. Couldn't get into it, but they gave me like this cold pitcher with ice and a Coke, and my mouth is watering. This was such a good meal. Like it, especially, I don't know. It was just, it was very comforting. It was a very comforting meal. Warm rice and some meat, and I was just like mixing everything, and like not all together, but like I would grab the meat and I'd grab some rice, and I'd grab some of the salad and I'd eat it with the meat, and I'd put some chives and rice and a little bit of salad, and I'd eat it all, and it was so good. It was so good. This is what you do in Japan. Yeah, definitely explore. Honestly, some of the best things that we saw. As much as we did build up an itinerary to kind of figure out what the main things we wanted to do were, we gave ourselves time in between those things to like just go explore, go look around, find something to do. And man, so fun. And then from there we made it to the spot, which was Nara Deer Park, or the Nara area, which was right by the deer park. Like it was the same thing. My friend had suggested this to me. She was like, do you want to go to Nara where they have the deer park? I was like, yeah, absolutely. Definitely want to go. Seems very cool. So we went, we walked around, a lot of deer. Look how silly this guy is. He did the pose for the camera. Blah. Like, what a weird guy. We went to like this shrine area. There was quite a few shrines in that area. Big ass bell. Very scenic spot. This was like a big shrine that was also in the area that my friend did want to see. But the line was so long and you had to pay to get in. And in the one day that we did split up and she went to go do something without me, she went to a shrine and she had to pay to get in. And she described it exactly like this to me. She was like, I mean, it was nice, it was pretty, but because I couldn't understand anything, it was just me walking around a big shrine that I paid to get into. And so once like I walked around it, I was bored and I left. So I don't want to pay to do that again, especially with crowds. It was very crowded. And so I was like, that's fair. So we just sat and like at the, like this was outside a lake area. And we just sat and chilled there. This is what you do in Japan. I still have a lot of ramen tokens. That bell. Big ass bell. And then from there, I don't remember where exactly this was, but we went through that like big ass gate. And then we went to this cafe that was nearby. It was, I think, deer themed. I don't know. It was just a cafe that looked decent enough and the reviews were good, said the prices were okay. So we went there and I just got a brownie because I wasn't that hungry, and it looked really, really fucking yummy, and it said they were freshly baked, and I was like, and it comes with ice cream, and in the display thing, it had the chocolate drizzle, and I was perfectly okay, like, because this is a very common thing, if you order this in America, 9 times out of 10, the drizzle will already be on there, and I always have this issue where they drizzle too much chocolate. Always kind of annoys me, but, you know, oh well, many years of it, you just kind of like, you come to expect it. So I was pleasantly surprised when they gave me this, and the chocolate sauce was to the side, so I could pour it myself. I didn't even have to ask for that. That's how it came. And so, of course, I took a video of me pouring the chocolate, because that's the most satisfying part. And, like, not to brag, but I think I ate that shit. Look at that. Satisfying. Yummy. Visually appealing. And it was just as good as it looked. And look at that. Look at how much chocolate I used. I used only like half of the thing of chocolate. I do not like that much chocolate sauce on it, but they always drench it in chocolate. And that was like just enough. It was delicious. Can't go wrong with a brownie. Exactly. But yeah, ate that shit. Very delicious. Did not regret it. And it filled me up just enough. And then from there, we were about to leave. Or not like at the train station, but like she was like, okay, you ready to head back? And I was like, to the hotel? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, are we not going to feed the deer? And she's like, well, because I don't really want to. And I'm like, you dragged me to Nara Deer Park to look at the deer and not feed any? And she's like, well, yeah, you know, it just seems kind of like, you know, like everyone does it. And I'm like, everyone does it because it's fun, because it's cute. And so, in America, this would be a thing where, you know, a lot of the places are going to sell them for like very expensive to feed them, right? Because it's a deer sanctuary. The deer sanctuary actually, I think they either distribute or they sponsor people, or I don't know how exactly it works, but they're essentially in charge of the shops that, or they don't own, but I don't know. They partner with the shops to sell deer crackers everywhere. And so the deer crackers are 200 yen at every shop. Every shop. I don't recommend getting the ones by the shrines because that's where the most like tourists come by. And so I don't know if they're always sold out, but they sold out really, really fast for us. So we had to like go in this like other area that we had gone by before to actually find them. And then I bought them because I was like, friend of mine, we are not leaving this park till we feed deer. So I got us like a stack, 400 yen, which 1,500 yen is $10. So 400 yen, not that much. Not that much at all. Feed that deer. We want a bit of you licking out the cup. No thanks. Isn't that where the bowing deer? Yes, that is exactly where the bowing deer are. I have videos. I have a very, very long video. Or not very long, but a kind of long video of it. But again, not a lot of videos made it through to here. I only put videos that I felt were extremely necessary. So yes, the brownie chocolate pouring one was important, but the deer one's not so much. So yeah, we did feed deer. My friend did get headbutted. The deer in the sanctuary park are very nice. The ones in the local area, hit or miss. And then we went during mating season, which we didn't know, but we found out because there was a fuck ton of signs that were like, the male deer, it's mating season, be careful, they're a little aggressive. I saw quite a few people get headbutted. I saw quite a few people get their bags stolen because the deer were trying to get the cookies. I saw quite a few people thought they were slick, put it in their pocket because the deer can't see it, they can smell it. And they were pulling at their pants. My friend got headbutted because she didn't want to feed a deer, and the deer got like a bit annoyed. And like I'd observed the people and the way they shoo away the deer, so I was like, shooing it the way that you're supposed to, very gentle. If you've ever seen a Mexican person or someone of Latin descent shoo away a dog, not that way, not that way, because they will go sha, go away, ruh! Like they will bark at the dog, they'll fucking shoo it away, and they will give it PTSD shooing it away. Japanese people, they just like gently push the deer and they're like, no. That's what I did. My friend did not get the memo. And so she gets up and she kind of like, how to say it? Like if you approach someone like you're fixing to fight with like arms spread out, making yourself look big, like, ah. And she kind of like stomped towards it. And I was like, what are you doing? The deer immediately headbutted her. And she's like, oh, shit. And luckily from there, like the deer calmed down and like, it was fine, but I was like, dog, what were you thinking? That's a wild animal. It's not going to be like, whoa, that's great. Like, no, not here. Oh my god, out of all the deer, you found the one that wanted to fight. No, there were a lot scarier ones. We saw like a scary one that was like, we ended up leaving the bench that we were at because it was like, this deer is hissing. We didn't know deers hissed. Putting Pep in a deer cracker suit. I was scared that if I held Pep too close to the deer crackers, she would smell like deer crackers and one of the deers would try and steal her. So I was like very, very cautious the entire time. Like, oh, Pep, please don't get stolen. And then afterwards, tamago sandwich, some nice chocolate milk, and a Hololive gummy packet. And it came with like a little toy inside, a little keychain. I got Oyami. I think that's her name. It's the wolf one from Hololive Gamers. Very cute. Have that keychain now. Very nice. And then for those who are curious, because that's the reason I bought it, I was like, what do the Hololive gummies look like? They're just music themed and triangles. So you gotta confuse the rules of Baratai. Yeah. Oh my god. And then the next morning, we got McDonald's breakfast because I was really, really craving it and there was a McDonald's nearby. So I was like, please let us go get McDonald's breakfast. And so we did. And then from there, we went to the, what was this area? This was whenever we just got to Osaka. So this is the Osaka Ferris wheel, very big. This is Mount Tempo, which is the second smallest mountain. It was the first one whenever we were first planning the trip, but then the earth moved, and now it's the second smallest one. Mio mama. Yeah! And then there's me on the mountain. I guess it's a click to play. I don't know if you can hear. Hopefully you can hear. It was so high. It was so windy. Very, very treacherous journey up there. Be careful if you ever climb that mountain, because wow. With that, it makes 2 mountains that I climbed in Japan. And then there were ducks, because we went to the Osaka Aquarium, which is very covered, like, how to say it, a lot of people post content about it, so, you know, I went, because I like aquariums, so, like, for sure, Pep climbing mountains. Yeah, yeah, I'm a mountain climber. But yeah, we went, they had ducks, they had fish, they had this animal, they had catfish, they had this fish, they had that fish, they had that fish, they had me and fish, they had penguins, they had, kind of this exhibit for, like, the Great Barrier Reef, and dolphins, and more fish, 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 and this is a pipefish. There's me in front of the fish, there's fish, there's fish, there's fish, there's no, actually this is coral, and fish, and more fish, and me, and octopus, and fish, and fish, and fish, and this guy, which was so vibrant in color, like that's not an edited photo, he's just that vibrant, it was amazing. And fish, and the garden eels, so cute. When are you climbing Mount Everest? Hopefully never, because chances are I'll be like, let's see how far I can go, and I actually make it up, but I don't know if I'll make it back. There's a penguin. Are penguins fish? I don't think so. I think they're birds. Fish, and fish, and fish, and crab, and crab, and crab, and this is how thick the glass was, by the way. They also did have a whale shark. I don't know if it's like a full-size whale shark, but there was a whale shark in this aquarium. I did get a video of it, but I wasn't able to put it in. These were cute lights that they had by the jellyfish, and there's penguins that they had by like a gift shop that was in the middle of the aquarium. It didn't really make sense, like, because they had another gift shop at the end, but that was another gift shop by the penguins. It was kind of weird. There's anemones, there's more fish, and that's the outside. So, about the Osaka Aquarium. Again, very heavily advertised towards me, and it seemed very, very cool. And a lot of the things that they say, it's very big, has a lot of exhibits. That is true. However, between the three, because at this point that does make 3 aquariums that I went to. I went to the Sumida Aquarium in Tokyo, which was the smallest one. I went to the Kyoto Aquarium, which was like also nice, and then I went to the Osaka Aquarium. Out of the 3, my favorite was the Sumida Aquarium. It was the most visually striking. It didn't have that many wild animals, so if you want to see like, oh, this crazy animal that I've never seen before, maybe go to Osaka Aquarium. That one has a lot more exhibits, and it focuses a lot more around the world aquarium kind of style. Kyoto has a lot of like Kyoto things where it's like Kyoto things. Like, Kyoto is, I guess, known for like the giant salamander and a lot more like Kyoto ecosystem, so it focuses on that. Sumida is, I don't really know what it goes for, but it's very pretty. It's very, very pretty. I highly recommend checking it out if you just like pretty views. If you just like looking at pretty fish or looking at pretty fish exhibits, go to the Sumida. If you like learning about the Kyoto ecosystem and, you know, how the ecosystem works and a lot more marine biology, go to the Kyoto one. If you like everywhere biology, marine biology, go to Osaka. But my favorite was the Sumida. It was a lot prettier and a lot more chill, so yeah, I would recommend that. Kyoto is cultural. That's why they're not really too keen on tourists, so there's that. Yes, penguins are bird, not fish. Yeah, I thought so. Those are pepperfish. Welcome in. Is it 3 or I? I don't know, but welcome in. Happy Thursday. Everybody's going well. If not, I hope it gets better. Let me take a swig of water, though. Almost done. And so from there, this was my meal after that, and then we did go to Hard Off and Book Off. They're like what is it called, secondhand stores. Book Off has, because anime and manga and games are a lot bigger in terms of like cultural impact over there, that's a lot more common to find in Book Offs. Hard Off is like, you know how they have Goodwill and then they have Goodwill bins, or like the Goodwill, what is it called, like kind of warehouse thing where they just have like bigger piles of stuff. Well, think of like that kind of separation, where Hard Off just kind of has everything, and Book Off has a lot more, mainly books, mainly games, a lot more smaller things. Hard Off is where you'll find the better deals. I was lucky enough that we went to Hard Off first, and I got like I got 2 Wii remotes that do work, albeit the motion sensors, they work, but like it cannot handle a good shake. But they were like 330 yen. That was like less than $2 for Wii remotes. When I tell you the cheapest price I can find for them online over here on eBay is like $22, 18, maybe 17 if I'm lucky. Like, big ass steal. I got a nunchuck. I got these games. Again, like a lot of them I got for 110 yen. That's like 100 yen is 78 cents, or at least it was while I was there. Like, and out of all these games, right, you would think, oh, maybe one of them doesn't work. Maybe none of them work, right? Because that's the risk whenever you buy from secondhand shops. The only one that didn't work was Mario Galaxy 2. And that one I actually got at the Book Off, so that was kind of disappointing. But honestly, for the other stuff that I got, I was like, I'll take it. I'll take it. And there is an issue, I guess, like a small little tidbit of information that I'll give you in case you don't know, because I didn't know, because I wouldn't have known. Wii games are region locked, okay? There is a way, though, because the Wii's no longer really supported, there is a way to homebrew your Wii to where you no longer have to worry about the region lock. So I do not have issues playing with these games, and all of them work. And it took me a while to win the 100-meter dash in, I think it was this one, with Shadow the Hedgehog. But yes, they all work, and so maybe I will be doing a stream of playing through the story mode of this one at some point. Any earthquakes? Not that I know of, or not that we noticed. There may have been one, because at one point we were in an airport, and it did shake, but I think that was just because the planes were passing over. Goodwill Outlet is where I hunt for vintage tech. Yeah, Goodwill Outlet, that's what it is. I was just about to ask about that. But yeah. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. If you're a gamer and, you know, a bunch of, like, you have a bunch of older consoles that you need games for that don't have that issue of region lock, or maybe you know how to get around it, or maybe you need controllers. They had N64 controllers that looked so good in condition, but I don't have an N64, so I was like, there's no point. But I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. I enjoy thrifting, so this was perfect for me. And then this was on another day, but we did go to what was it? Round 1. We did go to a round 1. They have a bunch of claw machines, all for 100 yen. Like, you can play for 100 yen, which again is less than 78 cents. This took me like 20 bucks to get. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of overpaid. But the thing is, horse racing is big over there. They had these really cute horse plushes. I wanted this smaller black horse because I thought it was very, very cute. I have really, really shit luck though. So I spent $10, couldn't get it, and then I spent another $10. And again, I say $10, but that's like 10,000 yen, which is not technically $10 because 15,000 yen is $10. So just know when I say $10, it's technically not. So maybe I spent around 16 bucks for this, but it felt, in my soul, it felt like 20. So I was trying to get the smaller one, couldn't get it, and then on my last $10 that I was willing to spend, I split it with my friend, and I was like, here, you try that machine of the thing that I actually want, and then I'll try this machine. And my theory was, usually how it works is that if I give someone else the opportunity to succeed at a thing that I really want to succeed at, they will succeed before me. So I was like, yeah, this way they'll get it for me, like either way I win, but that way like I via the universe rules, I lose. And like I don't get this big horse that like I'm supposedly trying to get, but I really want the small one because it'll be easier to package and take home. So we're both trying to get it. The universe figured it out. So I got the big horse. My friend did not get the small horse. And so now I have a big horse plushie that I had to figure out how to get home. I was able to get home. He did make it home safe. I have that horse. His name, for anyone curious, is oh, there's Osaka City. Great. There we go. Forever Young, which unfortunately does not have an anime girl counterpart in Umamusume. Unfortunately, I was very sad to hear. But the owner of Cygames, which is the company that produces Umamusume, his son is the owner of this horse, which I thought was a fun piece of lore. But yeah, Forever Young is the horse that I have. I don't have much other info from him of that. But from there, we got McDonald's again for breakfast the next day. I got milk this time because I was really craving it. And it was funny. I told my friend the night before, I was like, can we please get McDonald's for breakfast? And she was like, at that point, my normal sleep schedule had started to catch up with me to where I was waking up too late for McDonald's breakfast. And she was like, if you wake up early enough. And so I did get out of bed early enough to get McDonald's breakfast. And then this specific slide was dedicated to someone who you know very well, who is a big part of our community. And I sent them all these photos because it's their favorite character from Umumuzume, and they had all that merch. I was looking for any merch of Haru Urara. Unfortunately, because the horse recently passed, no merch remained. I was unable to find any. But this was all the merch that I found of their favorite character that I showed them all, and then I did end up sending them one of these things. And from there, this is the Osaka Tower, I believe. There's a better view of it. And then this was our dinner for the day. I got a little like chocolate. They were like little chocolates, very good. I love this chocolate, Meiji chocolate. If you ever get the chance to try it, hopefully in Japan, but sometimes they do carry it in Daiso, and it isn't too bad. I like the dark chocolate or the black chocolate, which is just dark chocolate, and it's not too sweet, but not bitter. I like it a lot. Like, I don't know. I like it a lot. And then there's this like ice cream thing, and the serving sizes over there are so nice. They're so convenient because I didn't ever have to worry about extra food, except for the first time where I did get like a little meal set, and so I had a little bit of extra food, but I just ate that the next day. But other than that, most of the stuff very, very like small sizes, which is perfect for me because I don't eat a lot. Maybe they add Forever Young in an update at some point. Yeah, hopefully, because you know I already have her plushie. But this ice cream was very yummy. It was cookies and cream, and then it had like a chocolate shell. So before you would open it, you would like crack the shell, and then from there you would eat it with like the little chocolate shards in it. Very, very yummy, very delicious. This is my favorite cup of noodles that I've ever had in my life. I highly recommend it if you ever get the chance to try it. It's called Tom Yum noodles or something, like Tom Yum paste. I cannot really tell you what the flavor is, but if you look up Tom Yum cup of noodles, you'll find it. Don't recommend using Amazon to get it to you because unfortunately it is like absorbently expensive to get to you in America. But if you find it in Japan, definitely try it. It was life-changing. It was delicious. It was so fucking delicious. I had that and a tuna mayo onigiri. And then this was a street that we walked down. This was another street that we walked down to like this little fashion district that I ended up getting this very cute bag from. And it was cute. They had like little Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle mural that was just there, and I thought it was cute. And this was a street that I guess they were starting to decorate for Christmas time. I love Christmas lights, so of course I took a photo. And then this was food that we had at an airport, which, funny story, we went to, what was it? Osaka Airport, right? I think. Yeah, Osaka Airport. And we were gonna take a plane from there to Narita. Turns out there's 2 Osaka airports, and we went to the wrong one. So whenever we got there, we put our luggage, because we had quite a bit of luggage, into a coin locker, and then we were gonna go explore the local area. But because we got there, we were really, really hungry. We decided to stop at a restaurant, and then from there I was like, hey, what gate are we gonna be at? That way we can kind of like plan out our route so that we know where to go when we come back. So my friend was looking at directions or whatever and like pulling up the map while I was eating. This is tonkatsu with curry and white rice. Very, very yummy, very delicious. I miss curry. I miss it so much. But she was looking it up and she was like, I think we're at the wrong airport. And I'm like, what do you mean we're at the wrong airport? This is Osaka Airport. We're at the right airport. Turns out there's 2 Osaka airports. And so we were at the wrong one. So after eating, we had to get our luggage and go to the other airport, which was an hour away. Luckily, our flight was at night at around 7 p.m. And we got there at around like 12, maybe 1 p.m. Because we wanted to spend the day looking around. Like, we literally cleared the day to where all we had to do was catch the flight at the end of the day. So luckily, we caught that early enough. Unluckily, however, the airport that we were actually supposed to be at was in the middle of the fucking ocean. Like, you have to take a train to essentially like a little plot of land where the airport is. And there's no outside. Like, there is technically an outside, but that's where the landing strip is. So there's not really anywhere else to go. So we were just stuck in the airport for the day, which is fine. It wasn't that bad, to be honest. Like, there were restaurants, and we just kind of sat, we chilled, I was drawing. Like, I can entertain myself, but yeah, we were stuck at the airport that entire day. And then from there, there's Pep in the bag. This is a cute bag that I bought. You can't see, but it has cinnamon roll embroidered onto it. Very, very cute. And then there's us on the plane. No, actually, this was us on the bus to get to the other airport. And you can see, like, literally just, it was a bridge over the ocean onto the little, like, island that the airport was on for some reason. And then this was me in the little, like, robe that they provided at the final hotel that we were going to be at once we finally arrived at Narita. And here's the thing. I took a photo for a very specific reason. I thought it was kind of cute. It makes a cute shirt. If I wear it full length, I look like one of those, like, Victorian ghosts, like a little sick Victorian child come to haunt you. But I just, like, it was so much fabric that I was like, this is annoying. So with a hair tie, I just, like, tied it. And I thought it made, like, a very, very cute blouse. Like, I don't know. And it was very comfy. So, yeah, my friend made fun of me at first when I first put it on. But then, like, I snatched it up and she didn't say anything. So I was like, I think it's very cute. I don't know. I thought it was cute and I wanted someone's opinion, but now I'm getting a little flustered, so. Anyways, this was the view of the outside of our final hotel. And then there's us strapped in for, I believe, the plane back. And then, no, not the plane back. Must have been the bus photo. And then this was us at the airport before the flight back to Houston. And we had McDonald's from the airport. And final thoughts about McDonald's in Japan, not a huge fan. They messed up the spicy McChicken, which is hard to mess up. I didn't try any of the nuggets. Everything else was fine, but just not really worth it over there. I highly recommend trying local foods, which, you know, surprise, surprise, of course, foreign foods isn't going to be as good in Japan. And I did try the chocolate pie, which was, like, in season or whatever, because that's, like, a specialty that they have there for, like, limited time. It's kind of like a seasonal item. Not that good. Not that good. It was like, not sour, but it wasn't sweet. And it wasn't like, oh, it's not too sweet, it's a little sweet. Like, it was not that good. I didn't even finish it. I gave it to my friend. I was like, this didn't do it for me. And then there was not our plane, but a plane at the airport. And then this was us on the flight back. And if there's one thing that I will just put out there that I'm sure you know, if you know anything about travel vlogs or anything, any information about traveling in Japan, trash. Whole nother monster. You can take advantage of hotels because they have, like, the trash, like, just a trash can there that isn't sorted, so you can just, like, throw your trash in there. Or you can do a bit of research and use the konbini trash cans, but this is essentially the monster that you're dealing with whenever you're dealing with the trash over there, because they don't have trashes that frequently, and when they do, you do have to sort it between plastic, or specifically plastic PET bottles, burnables, and paper, which is, like, weird. And so the PET bottles have to have, like, a specific code on it, and then cans also go separately, and I couldn't really tell what the difference was between burnables and, like, regular paper, and they sometimes would just have, like, paper separately. So I did my best. I did my best, but for everything that I could, I just threw it away in my hotel trash because I didn't want to, like, get it wrong and cause issues. But yeah, it's something that I definitely don't miss now that I'm gone. But honestly, for all the conveniences that Japan had, for how accessible it was in terms of, like, getting places, I don't know about, like, you know, accessible in terms of, like, disabilities or any of that, because I'm, you know, lucky enough to where I don't have to worry about it. But man, for everything else that it did have, honestly, it's a fair trade. I'd be willing to do it again. In terms of living there, maybe I'd have to think about it a little bit, but honestly, not bad. Not a bad trade-off for all the benefits that you get over there. Is it all paper burnable? That's what I would think too. And then from what I hear whenever I look online is that a majority of it ends up getting burned anyways. So I don't know. But you know, you do got to be respectful as you can whenever you're in countries that are not your own, because you have to make your country look somewhat okay. So yeah. But yeah, that's her on the plane back, strapped in. And then this part of the slideshow didn't load, but we're at the tail end. Yippee! View, slideshow. There we go. Okay, so this is the view of the plane, and you can see the tinted window. This is it. Not completely dark, but it is dark, and so compared to what it normally looked like with, like, regular sun, that was the tint that it would give, and it did make it look darker and stuff. And this was the food that I got, because we did pay for a meal on the way back, so I got buttered chicken curry, which was scrumdiddly-umptious. It was so yummy. I definitely enjoyed that. And then I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Ta-da! That was my entire Japan trip. What's our time? Has it been 3 hours? How long did that take? I don't even know. How long has it been? Let's see. It says I've been on here for 2.5 hours. So yeah, see, it wasn't even that bad. We're gonna be very happy when this is over. Google Slide show gonna end a vacation. Japan is kind of pack it in, pack it out. Finding a garbage can is fun. Yeah. I know there's, like, a reason. There is, like, a historical reason as to why they don't have as many trash cans readily available, because there was this, like, terrorist issue that they had, and so now as a precaution, they don't have them as readily available. And so, you know, like, I do get it. It wasn't that bad. Like, as long as you're conscientious about, like, oh, when am I getting trash, and, like, it makes you a lot more aware of, like, everything that you go to get does have some type of trash, and so you need to figure out where that's gonna go. And so that was a new thing for me, but it wasn't that bad. Like, I liked Japan a lot. It was very fucking nice there. I felt like a person there, in a way. Like, as close and yet as far to a person as I could, because I could go out, I could go enjoy the world and stuff without having to worry about how am I gonna get there, where am I gonna park, what about gas, is it dangerous, do I need to be careful, do I need to bring someone with me, you know, like, it was very, very nice to walk around there. Not to say that it's exempt from any issues, of course it does have issues, but it's like easy mode compared to life over here. Oh my god. But yeah, if you ever get the chance to go, highly recommend it. Explore, go with someone. Okay, if you like to have an itinerary and very strict, go with someone who likes doing that. If you like to explore, go with someone who likes doing that. If you're very active, try and go with someone who's okay with you being active. You know, stuff like that. Be aware of the type of traveler that you are, and go with someone who's able to, you know, ride with that style. But yeah, honestly, very fun. I definitely would do it again. I want to go again. I don't know when, I don't know how, but hopefully someday I'll go again. I'm out of breath. Very nice work, Pep. I'm glad you had fun. And A+ presentation. Yippee! I'm glad, because it took me fucking like 2 hours just to get all the photos on here. We're missing Mount Fuji Sushi and Love Hotel. we did we did think about staying in a Love Hotel, but the rates just weren't it, especially since like a lot of them were like, oh, a couple of hours for obvious reasons, but still. We ended up not going to a Love Hotel. Sushi, we did not go for sushi. We did go to this onigiri place that I got no photos of. It was called like Ponytail Onigiri or something like that. I highly recommend that place too. They make a damn good onigiri, which isn't hard to do if you just add salt, which a lot of onigiris normally don't, or not a lot. I didn't go to too many restaurants, went a lot to konbinis because of money, and so definitely recommend Ponytail Onigiri. Very, very good. Very, very yummy. Also, I was hungry and the line was really long. It took us like maybe 30 minutes to get in, but it was good. I liked it. It was an experience. Next time, bring a deer. If you did go, you won't lose any truth or dares. True, true. Let me see if I can show y'all my step counts. I'm gonna have to take off my tracking for a bit because I used my iPhone primarily to get around there. And honestly, like, I'm not a big iPhone user, but iPhone is a way to go. If you're able to over there, they do have ways to where you can use Android, but because of the Suica app and the Apple Pay, Apple Wallet thingy, it makes it so intensely easier to go with an Apple phone over there. Capsule Hotel and the Teppanyaki would be good too. Oh, I don't know about the Teppanyaki. I don't know what that is, but Capsule Hotel we did want to try, but we ended up not because like we can afford a regular hotel, so we will not do that. Let's see. Gotta find it since it was so long ago. Oh my god, found it. Let me see. How do I do this? Do 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 do. We're still in October, right? No, we're not. How do I look at my previous month? Okay. How do I do this again? Nope. Turned it off. This was an issue that I had switching from iPhone to Apple. Fuck. I couldn't figure out how to screenshot. There we go. There's that. I'm just gonna show you a very brief photo. Nope. Not that. Cancel. Send that. So, basically, for October, that was the only thing that I did. I didn't really travel or go, like, anywhere outside, aside from that. And, this month, the only thing I've gone to is Sonic Expo, and we're only 13 days into the month. Oh, shit, I can't paste it here. Let me go here. The very, very last slide. Let me show you this. I'm just surprised they trusted Pepper loose in Japan. I'm a very, very nice traveler. I love to take vacations like this. I really haven't left my state 99%. The vacation I have taken has been inside my state. It is definitely a different experience. I don't travel too much, especially with without family. And this was like the first trip that I went to that was that far with someone, like, with just a friend, you know? Like, the farthest I've ever been without my family was San Francisco, and it was for, like, a school thing, so I didn't even really travel. It was just, I was in this specific conference thing for a while. But, yeah, this is the steps average for the months. And so you can see my daily average is 5,744, but that's not even because I go out a lot. Like, you can see... Let's see, this is, oh, can y'all see, can y'all actually see that? Let me see. Can y'all see my cursor? No, you cannot. Okay, let me view, slideshow, L, there we go. There we go, okay. So you can kind of see right here, this is, let's see, this is January, February, March. And, you know, also take into account that I don't take my iPhone out. I really only use it for facial tracking. So, you know, go easy on me, but this is April. I don't know where I took my iPhone. May, don't know where I took my iPhone. June, July, I don't know what I did in June. I have no idea. August, September. This is October. This is the entirety of my trip. You can see this is 12,000 steps of a daily average. And so I was around like 10,000 steps on average. There were some days where we went 20,000 steps. I think the highest amount we did in one day was 22,000 steps. And that was the day that we went to Joypolis because it was a lot of walking. And the first week, our legs did hurt a lot. But we used these cooling patches. They're like lion cooling patches or something like that for your legs. Highly recommend it. They worked wonders. They did help. They didn't cure it all, but they did help a lot. And then past that first week, we didn't feel that pain anymore. So I don't know what happened. I guess we adjusted, but yeah, we adapted. It's not that bad. It's bad. It's just not that bad. Save. Yeah, you get it. But yeah, and then this is November. This is with me going to one convention place and technically like traveling a little bit. But yeah, you can tell the sheer difference, the sheer fucking difference of like that activity is crazy. Like it'd be funny. The iPhone has like a fitness app, right? And so you have this like supposed activity ring, and you're supposed to like do enough physical fitness to where you complete your ring. Almost the entire time for the trip, we would complete the circle and then some. Like there were some days where it'd go like swoop, 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 swoop. And that was just one day. Oh my god. The burn. This is a Buffrika origin. Oh my god. But yeah. With that being said, that does conclude my entire yap sesh about my trip. Takeaway points. Have fun. Explore the world. There's plenty to do. Be not afraid. Take a friend and make some memories and take photos. Take so many photos. And if nobody asks to see them, show them to somebody anyways. Because damn it, you took all those photos. They better come in handy with something. Let me go back here, and then we go to big chatting room. My throat is gone. I love giving presentations, and especially when it's stuff that I know about, and just reminiscing on all this. It's been a decent minute, and especially since something big happened recently, which was just the Sonic Expo. Like, my brain was wiped from all the memories, so getting to go back through all the photos again was like, oh my god, I remember doing this, and I remember doing that, and this thing happened, and that thing happened. Like, that was so fun for me. I hope you enjoyed it. Oh my god. Yeah, I had so many photos. Yeah, especially when it's the first time. It's like, you take photos of everything because you're like, I don't know when I'm going to come back. I gotta remember this. Oh my god. Now that back home, the fitness app gonna think you're dying. It's gonna be like, she must have died. she over-exercised. She's gone. So, where did you forget to go? I forgot to go to the other Tokyo Sega store. There were a couple spots that we had in the itinerary that we ended up not going to. Like, we skipped the American Diner. There was this taco restaurant that we wanted to go to, like a Mexican taco restaurant, because we wanted to try it there. Ended up not going there because it was closed, and just like, they were out of tacos. I was like, let's just go somewhere else. So we ended up not trying, like, any American food aside. Like, unless you count McDonald's there. We ended up trying no American food over there, just all Japanese food. There were a couple shrines that we ended up skipping because, like, I don't really feel like going. Let's see. Heart rate monitor's like flatline, but because it's beating too fast, real. Oh my god. But yeah, honestly, we got a lot of the stuff that we wanted to do done. And it was funny because I found out I'm a lot more active than I think I am, because I tend to stay inside a lot more whenever I'm home. But over there, I was like, let's go do this, let's go do that. And since everything was walkable, everything was like easy to commute to, I was a busybody. And my friend, at first she was able to keep up, and then she was like, I'm gonna go chill at the hotel. You go ahead. And it's like, okay. And so I just go and have these little adventures, and she'd just be chilling at the hotel. And, you know, it wasn't like I abandoned her or anything, because I would feel bad that she was there, so I would just like go in the local area. Like, I wouldn't leave too far or anything. I wouldn't do any crazy adventures without her, because I was like, I want my buddy. You know, I don't want to have all these crazy adventures and not have someone to be like, did you see that? That was crazy. So yeah, I'm a very, very social creature. Towards the end of the trip, I did miss understanding people at checkout lines. Like, there were sometimes that there were like foreign or people who spoke English, like cashiers who spoke English, and so like it wasn't too horrible. It's not like no one talked to me at all while I was there, but I missed not, you know, just like staring blankly into someone's soul when they were like, you know, like, you want to seat it up, and I wouldn't understand, so just, and they would say it again. I'm like, yeah, or oh no, thank you. Oh, do you want a bag? No, I'm good. Are you sure? No, I'm good. Like, the duality of pep, social but anxious mood. Yeah, man, see, being in Japan made me like trick myself into thinking like, I love being around people. I can handle being around people. It's so easy. And then going to the Sonic Expo immediately after, where I could actually talk with people and was required to talk with people a lot, I was like, I forgot. I get scared. Yeah, rate that language barrier. It was bad. I knew very little words, but now I know quite a few. By quite a few, I mean like more than 3. I know konnichiwa. I know fukuro, which means bag. I know toire wa doko desu ka, which I never got to use because I have an app to find where the toilets are, so I never had to use it. But I know how to say where the toilet at. I know sumimasen, which is like excuse me, or like kind of pardon. I know onegai shimasu, which is please. I'm trying to like think of words I actually used over there. There was a word for heat up that I can't remember. Like I knew at the beginning of the trip, and then I just ended up forgetting it because I kept getting cold meals. But it was like it started with an A, and it was like ana or ara something shita or something like that. I don't remember, but it meant like heat stuff up. And that was kind of it. And like I know pointo cado. I know anytime I had to pay with like the Suica, I would say like icy or like Suica, and I'd be like, okay. And then credit card, and that's it. That's kind of all I know. Oh my god, no, I do know densha, which is train. I do know, what's the word for train station? Oh, fuck, I think I did forget that one. I know the word for train station, but I can't. Oh, eki. Eki is station. So it's like whatever name of the station, like Shinjuku. Shinjuku eki wa doko desu ka? Which is like, where is the Shinjuku station? Roughly, very roughly. Like, my Japanese is absolute dog shit, but you know, I can figure stuff out. And for the stuff I didn't, I use Google Translate. And man, let me tell you, you gotta come like mentally equipped to use Google Translate, because if you just like use one word at a time with Google Translate, which we did try to do. I tried to ask a convenience store worker if they could break a bill for me, but I guess that doesn't really translate as well over there, because I asked her to break the bill and she gave me 2 receipts for the purchase that I made. And it's like, no, that's not what I meant. And I couldn't figure out how to do it. And eventually she like kind of gave up, and I could tell that she was just kind of annoyed. And I was like, I'm sorry, never mind. And so I wasn't able to break that bill. So yeah. Oh my god. Pep needs a designated yapper. Yeah, I wanted to connect with people, but I didn't know how to. Many pets to this Rika. Yippee. You need the illusion of being social without actually having to be social. Anyways. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed my presentation. I hope you felt like you were there, and I hope, in a way, I've convinced you to somehow, some way, get to travel somewhere, whether it be Japan, whether it be another country. Just try. Just try. If you want to, you know, no pressure or anything. I know not everyone is lucky enough. I'm very lucky to have been able to do this at all. So, you know, like, if you ever get the chance to, take the opportunity. Take the opportunity by the balls and don't let it go, because, God, unforgettable memories. But yeah, with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Drink your milk, eat your vegetables, don't talk to strangers, your strangers' best judgment. Consider becoming certified pepper if you want to become certified pepper. Check out the memberships or exclamation point Ko-fi, or check out my link tree to get access to the Ko-fi shop, where I have a bunch of merch that I designed and that I sell and that I will ship to you personally. Exclamation point Discord to get notified about any cool things that I end up doing, or get first access to a lot of like random photos from anything I'm doing, sometimes. And leave a like, leave a funny comment if you feel like it, and maybe I'll use your joke in the next one. Maybe not. I don't know. You gotta be really funny. Anyways, Peppa's like those travel channel hosts. I hope so. I would like to be that one day, maybe, if I ever got the chance to. Can you break this bill for me? The worker proceeds to rip up the bill and hand you back the pieces. I was scared that was gonna happen, because I was like, I can't say, you know, like, make into smaller pieces. But I couldn't figure out how to say it, but yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go eat. Bye-bye! I've been, like, smelling these tacos for, like, the rest of the presentation, and I'm starving now. My mouth is watering. Bye-bye! Bye bye, 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 bye bye. Ain't no bye, baby. Bye bye, bye bye, bye. I feel like I made that joke before. Bye bye.